Welcome to Fund Launch AI. We can kill the timer there. Yep. So my name is Bridger Pennington. I'm going to be, I guess you call the host or the person for today. A little background on me and my goals for today. Okay. So my goal for today is that you should consider launching an investment fund. You should consider doing and building a fund. Also, goals for today. We're going to do over $1,000 of giveaways live to people that are live on Zoom right now. We're also going to do a gift for every single person that stays till the end. I'm excited to let you know what it is. It's a pretty cool gift. And then third, the main reason we're here is to launch Fund Launch AI. This has been much anticipated. We have spent about a year in development, just under $1 million of cost to get to this point, and I'm excited to share with what we built today. We do our best deals on webinars. The best giveaways, the best stuff is all on webinars. So we're going to do a giveaway right now to train you how we do this. Finance things are usually boring. Let's have a little fun. So this is what we're going to do. Type a yes in the chat, and I'm going to pick someone at random. My team, I think Christian on the backstage will send you the gift card virtually. Okay, so type a yes in the chat if you guys are ready to get going. While you're doing that as well, I'm going to pull up the chat here. Jeff Bezos, speaking of Amazon, is raising a $100 billion fund for AI manufacturing. Even some of the wealthiest people on earth are using funds. Even he's the wealthiest guy on earth. Why would he raise money? Well, he wants to use a fund structure to do AI manufacturing and funds. So, all right, we got some yeses coming in. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to pick someone at random. Lola Cooper. Lola Cooper, you got $250 to Amazon. Send your email to Christian behind the scenes, and he'll help you get that coordinated. All right, we'll do a few more of these. If you didn't win, that's okay. We'll do a few more of these. All right, Bridger, what authority do you have to talk on this subject? I'll talk briefly just to give you some background to make sure you know that I'm somewhat credible, okay? I actively run 2 funds, 16 portfolio funds, with a combined AUM over $650 million. I'm also the co-founder of Fund Launch. Fund Launch, people have paid us $47 million to help them with launching their funds. You can see the Stripe data here to prove the point. 22,000 people have come through Fund Launch, our community. A lot of you are in that group, which is amazing, okay? Our community, the Wall Street Rebels, you collectively manage over $7.1 billion of AUM. Huge kudos. You can give like a hoorah in the chat or something. That's pretty amazing. We've also launched 400 funds through Black Card. That's roughly a fund and a half per week through Black Card, which is so cool. How many funds that have launched in all different industries. If you don't know what Black Card is, this has been our main driver of Fund Launch. Many of you, if you're in Black Card, type in Black Card if you're one of these members. But Black Card, if you didn't know what it is, it's an incubator. We had a 4-phase program, one-on-one advisors, weekly office hours, an account manager that worked with you, custom pitch decks. Your full legal was done in your fund. We had a mastermind. We have a mastermind, a private Slack channel, Black Card workshop events, capital committee, and tools. So we have Fund Launch 360, a back-end fund management tool, and partnership discounts all inside of Black Card. It's been our flagship product at Fund Launch. $35,500 is the main price for Black Card, which is a screaming deal. This, by the way, has put us on the Inc. 5000 of fastest growing companies in America. And it's really up because of you guys. I'll go back because of these 400 amazing funds that have launched, our amazing community, all of you, and really what Black Card has done for us. I'm jumping around a little bit. Here we go. On me, Bridger. Okay, I started a fund in college called Blackbridge Holdings. My dad helped mentor and coach me through building a fund. I didn't know my dad was rich until college. Some of you know my backstory. My dad drove a car with a dent in the door. In college, I come to find out they are managing a deca-billion-dollar family of real estate funds. My dad teaches me about funds. I launched Blackbridge Holdings in college. I pitched my dad for money. My dad said, no, but I'll be a great mentor to you. So my dad mentored me through this. I ran this for about 3.5 years and ended up selling that fund to a competitor. So I've been full cycle on a fund with Blackbridge Holdings, which is pretty cool. We then built Fund Launch. We already shared some of the stats there. And then with Fund Launch, I actively run 2 funds right now. I run Ugly Unicorn, which is a crypto and blockchain investment fund. We've raised $24 million of equity in that fund total. And then Fund Launch Partners. We are just raising our Fund 2 right now. We've raised over $60 million of equity. And Fund Launch Partners invests into the best funds that come out of Fund Launch and Black Card in our ecosystem, which is pretty cool. So far, we've done 16 partnerships and deals. And between these 2 funds, we have raised $84 million of equity. So yes, I know a thing or two about funds. I run 2 funds. I've actually gone full cycle on Blackbridge Holding. I started it, raised it, and sold it, and then I help other people launch funds. It puts me in a very unique position to talk and share about funds for the group. Now, Bridger, why is this so important to you? Like, if you're doing all these great things, why even do webinars? Why do trainings? Why do all this kind of stuff? Well, I believe something interesting is happening in the world right now. There are 3 main companies who are taking over the world. If you ever wonder who is behind the scenes, who's the puppet masters, who's pulling the strings, I believe it comes back to these 3 main companies: Vanguard, BlackRock, and State Street. And we're just, by the way, we're just diving in. You guys cool if we just dive in? Type a yes in the chat if you're cool with that. We're diving in. Combined, these are how many trillions of dollars they manage. Combined, it's 31.7 trillion with a T. Trillion. That's an immense amount of capital. Unreal amount of capital. Now, why do I believe these 3 companies are taking over the world? Well, it's because they are the top shareholders on 490 of the Fortune 500 companies. So you can see here, this is Vanguard and BlackRock, essentially number 1 and number 2 of Apple, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, Facebook. I mean, you name the company, Vanguard and BlackRock are the top shareholders. Now, well, that's okay, Bridger. These are ETFs. They're just buying shares. Why does that matter? Well, it comes down to this. What's the job of a public company CEO? If you're a public company CEO, type in the chat, what do you think the main job is of a public company CEO? Is it marketing? Is it push new products? Is it organizational? The main job of a public company CEO is to increase and return shareholder value. They answer to their shareholders. And so, if your largest shareholder asks you to do something, you're probably going to do that thing. So, for example, a few years ago, BlackRock mandated an ESG integration. They said every company we own and are participating in needs to follow an ESG initiative. And by the way, ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance. And guess what happened? All of these public company CEOs started doing ESG initiatives almost overnight. Which years ago I was like, wait, how did they get all of these separate companies with different boards and different teams to all like push a certain agenda or an initiative? It's like, oh, it's because BlackRock mandated it. A small room of people at BlackRock mandated this ESG integration. Oh, that's interesting. And you know what's also interesting is Larry Fink came out a few years later and said, well, ESG didn't work like we thought it would have worked. It kind of got off the rails, and we're actually going to back away from this ESG initiative. Isn't that interesting? That's a small example of a few companies that can control pretty much every company in the marketplace. Isn't that kind of scary? A small boardroom at BlackRock can make a decision, and every Fortune 500 company follows suit. Kind of freaky a little bit. Now, we're also seeing consolidation across many other markets as well. So if you look at food and home products, like we think we're having all these different options. In reality, there's only a handful of companies that control all of these things. This is the media giants. We think we're consuming all this different media and content. Really, it's controlled by a handful of people. And by the way, those 6 companies, guess who their biggest shareholders are? Vanguard, State Street, and BlackRock. Kind of weird, right? Kind of dystopian a little bit. Now, what does this mean for the context of today's call? Well, number one, how do we fight against this? Like, I am not okay with a small boardroom of a couple people essentially having a cartel or a duopoly in a marketplace. So what do we do to fight against this? Well, we could write our congressperson, right? You write him a letter. To be frank, that doesn't go that far. We could go protest. But honestly, in 2026, protests don't do that much, if I'm being frank. Like, there's a protest every day. There's a protest for something every day. And there's just so many protests. Protests have kind of lost their luster. How do we fight against this then? Well, in my opinion, we use the same tools they use to gain all this power. We go build investment funds. we build an immense amount of investment funds and gain power and control like they have. And we democratize Wall Street. That's why we call ourselves the Wall Street Rebels. If you've been to some of our events in the past, you've seen me talk, we have shirts, we have t-shirts, we send them out. Like, our community is the Wall Street Rebel community. And our mission is to democratize Wall Street and make high finance accessible to all. Now, you might argue, Bridger, you're part of the problem. You're one of these people that runs funds and you help other people run funds. And maybe so, maybe I'm part of the problem. But I am not okay with 3 funds who control everything. I'm not okay with that. But I am okay with 10,000 independent funds who all compete against each other and drive prices lower for consumers and products. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm all about that. That's great. I'm not okay with 2 or 3 just mega corps that run everything. And that's why I think our mission is so important, why we do webinars, calls, content, in addition to running my funds. It's because of this. Is that making sense? Can I get like a hoorah in the chat? All right, I had to go there. Now, we've used the term fund quite a bit. I wanted to share, like, you might be like, Bridger, what even is a fund? What are we talking about? Well, in a most base, actually, I'm gonna go to my whiteboard here. Can you make this full screen? Okay, so in the most basic sense, what is a fund? Okay. Oh, we got a bad marker. Get this one out of here. We're just gonna chuck it. We're chucking the black one. There we go. Okay, what is a fund? Hopefully you can see that. A fund is just a pool of money, okay? This is funds in the most basic sense. We'll get into different semantics here in a second. A fund is a pool of money. You have investors who have money, and they put money into that pool, okay? And then you have fund managers, people like me and you, who can allocate that capital into investments, okay? Whenever those investments make money, I'll use green. So we go buy real estate, we buy stocks, we buy crypto, we buy a data center. Whenever that money or that investment makes money, it flows back to the pool. And then it typically gets split 80% to the investors and 20% to the fund manager. You following? Is that making sense? That's a fund. Like, now we'll get into, so like, what is a private equity fund or a hedge fund? We'll get into that in a second, but like, this is the most basic sense of a fund. You're allocating a pool of capital for investors to do this. So let's actually show an example. Go back to my slide. So the next one is, so like, what is a hedge fund, Bridger? Well, a hedge fund is a pool of money, and instead of investing into other things, it invests into public markets. So think the stock market, crypto, bonds, options. And whenever that hedge fund makes money, back to my whiteboard here, sorry, camera team, they're jumping around on me. Whenever that investment makes money, it splits 80-20. Is that making sense? So let me give you an example. By the way, this is a huge split. So take Ken Griffin. He's a successful hedge fund manager. Let's say Ken Griffin manages $1 billion. 1 billion, okay, in a hedge fund. They invest in stocks and bonds, and they get a 10% return. My stock people, do you think you could, like, do you think a 10% return is reasonable? It's like, you might be a little under market there, but let's just use this example. Let's say it goes now to 1.1 billion after a 10% return. Well, guess what happens? That's a $100 million gain, and they split those returns 80-20. So 80 million goes to the investors and 20 million goes to Ken Griffin. That's not bad. 20 million bucks on a 10% return. Now, if it's 20%, that's 200 million. Ken Griffin just made $40 million in a year. Now, what's cool about Ken Griffin, he doesn't manage $1 billion. He doesn't manage 10 billion. He manages to the tune of about, I don't know where to put it here. I'll put it down here. $60 billion. And his fund performs extremely well. And so every year, he gets 20% of the carry on that. 20%. Ken Griffin makes about $4 billion a year. That's about $1 billion a quarter Ken Griffin makes running his hedge fund. This is one of the greatest business models on planet Earth. Like, you can't, that's an incredible business model. So if I go back now, that's hedge funds. They invest into public assets. Let's go to now private equity. If you can share my slides here. So what is private equity? Well, private equity is simply, instead of investing in the stock market, private equity buys and sells businesses. They buy and sell privately held businesses. So instead of buying stocks, they buy businesses. Same thing though, 80-20 split. What's a venture capital fund? It's the same thing. It's a pool of money. Instead of doing the other things, it invests into early stage startups. So think like Shark Tank and other things. What's a real estate fund? Same idea. They just invest into real estate. They do fix and flips. They buy multifamily. They buy commercial, industrial. 80-20 split. And there's a few little nuances we'll get into in a minute, but that's the general idea. Private credit. They make loans. Does that make sense? A fund is really just an incredible tool that you bolt on to an existing business model. We've helped people build all different types of funds. So multifamily real estate, business acquisition funds, commercial real estate, short-term rentals, long, short trading, investing. I saw someone in the chat actually earlier, African food supply chain funds, that's what they're doing. Forex trading, crypto trading, real estate lending, almond nut farm acquisition, debt consolidation loans, seller finance, sub 2, startup investing like venture capital, sports gambling, single family real estate, farming funds, shipping container, Canadian funds, venture studio, competitor role funds, hard money lending, and many, many more. We've helped people do all these types of funds. Why? Because the model, if you go back to my full screen here, is essentially the same. All of those types of funds are pretty much structured almost the same. What changes is what they invest into. Pretty cool, yeah? That's the idea of a fund. Now, our mission again is to democratize Wall Street and make high finance accessible to all, okay? And this is, if you share my slides again, if you have a good strategy and capital, money is the only thing stopping you, you should consider a fund. Now, this is not for everybody, but again, if you or your partners, your team have a good strategy, a fund bolts onto that and allows you to scale. Does that make sense? So comment scale in the chat. That's the main goal of a fund. It's just a vehicle for scale, okay? So hopefully that makes sense. Actually, yeah, comment scale in the chat for $250 to Amazon. Let me pick somebody. Is this making sense? Okay. Let's go. Comment scale. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let me pick somebody here. Deborah Brick. Deborah Brick, you got a $250 to Amazon here as well. Okay, we feeling all right? That's the idea of a fund. Let's go to we'll keep moving here. Good job, Deborah. By the way, Christian will send you $250. Send your email to him and he'll make sure you got access to it. Okay? All right, you guys ready to get into kind of some AI stuff? Fund Launch AI? All right, that sets the stage a little bit of what we're doing. So whenever there's a new technology, people respond differently to that technology. And there's actually a thing called the innovation adoption life cycle, and you can see it painted here. Actually, I'm curious in the chat, which one are you? Do you feel like you're an innovator, an early adopter, early majority, late majority, or lagger? Just type a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 in there with any technology. So think when things in the past have come out. Let's actually see here. Okay, kind of a mix. I'm guessing this group is probably pretty forward on this, 1, 2s, or 3s. If you're here live talking about Fund Launch AI, you're probably in the kind of the more early adopter stage because AI is still in this almost innovation early adopter stage. It's still very early. Okay, my next follow-up question is this. Who made the most money though? So think back to some previous things like the internet. Which group of people, 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s, or 5s, made the most money when the internet started coming out? Type it in the chat. 1s, 2, like type of 1, or 2, or 3, or 4, or 5. Okay. What about Bitcoin? When Bitcoin came out, who made the most amount of money? I mean, that one's a little bit more obvious. Probably the innovators, early adopters, right, on Bitcoin. Now, by the way, there's actually, these are all kind of different. Look at social media. You know, he had the innovators who created social media. Obviously, like Mark Zuckerberg made a lot of money on that, but also people that were early adopters and even early majority made a lot of money. Even if you weren't on Facebook day one, if you came to Facebook or Instagram or TikTok as an early majority or late majority, still a lot of people have made good money on there, but the most amount of money is usually made on the early adopter stage. And the last one is AI, right? Who's gonna make the most amount of money on AI? Well, probably people in this early stage. And right now, we are in the early innings of this AI revolution. Now, in the last year, there's been this new concept in Silicon Valley over the last year. And this concept is around agents. I'm sure you've heard this. This has been like the term of the year is agents. Okay, so what are agents and how do agents work? And what does agentically actually mean? Okay. So agents in a general sense, I'm sure many of you have and me have interacted with a chat GPT interface. You ask it a question and it responds. Okay. That's a great thing. It's like a smarter Google search and it gives you good things. An agent takes that to the next level. And this diagram actually shows it well. So a user, instead of asking a question, an agent, think of agents, and I'll take this away for a second. Think of the term agent. An agent can make decisions. It has agency. It can make decisions on your behalf. So when you think of AI agents, back to our graphic here, you give them a task and they can call on memory and knowledge, tools and APIs or LLMs to complete that task. So for example, the old way would be, hey, ChatGPT or Claude, I'm looking to go to Hawaii. Can you find me the best flights? That would be just a normal chat. An agent, you would give an end goal to. You'd say, hey, agent, I'm looking to go to Hawaii over the next 6 months with my family of 4. Please find us the best hotels, rental cars, flights, and here's my credit card. You have a $5,000 budget. Go make it all happen. An agent would keep working in loops to find you the best flights, find you the best rental car, find you the best hotel, book everything for you, and then come back and say the task is complete. That's the idea of agents. And that's why Silicon Valley has been so excited about the idea of agents, because it's so useful. The value add is immensely there, which I think most of you get. Now, and this is the idea of like these Mac Minis. If you've seen this, we have about 7 of these in our office. These are with OpenClaw or Hermes on them. It takes over your entire computer. And you give an agent access to your whole computer in a limited scope, and you say you can do tasks only on this computer. Is that making sense? You guys following? Now, over the last year, this has kind of evolved even further. So a guy named Jack Dorsey, founder of Twitter and Block and Square, really sharp individual, wrote this article and talked about this next evolution of agents. And his idea was, don't use AI as a tool. Most of us use AI as a little tool, as a tool that helps you, or a tool, even an agent that helps you like book travel is still a tool. His concept was you should try to develop and build an entire AI brain for your company, which took this to the next level. And his concept was a company has all these different segments of it. What if all those parts could talk to each other? So your sales team, your marketing, your HR, your operations, they all have agents inside of those teams, and those agents talk to a central agent with you as the founder of the company. And it flattens your org chart and puts everything in one ecosystem. That was the idea of Jack Dorsey. Pretty cool, right? This is what he brought together in this idea of an AI brain. Now, we have been building Fund Launch AI. We've been looking at this, and we went back to first principles. I take you back a little bit and said, what do you, in this context, what do you actually need to do to launch a fund? And could we streamline that process with agents? Could agents help immensely change how funds are built? This is the old way that funds were built prior to fund launch. So you have an idea, you would go talk with a lawyer. Many people just call a lawyer. Hey, I want to build a fund. The lawyer would give you some tasks or some things to think about. You would talk with your partners, and then you would go meet with the lawyer next week, and they would have some things, and let me talk to my associate. Let's meet next Wednesday, and you guys would build a fund over time. And by the way, the lawyer would charge you $800 an hour every time they talk to you. And you would do this over and over and over again, and you would launch a fund for about $100,000. Now, if you think I'm joking, and by the way, if you don't launch, you still owe $100,000 because lawyers will get paid, right? They know how to get paid. If you don't believe me, you can actually just go Google it. This is the startup costs for launching a fund. And you can look at sub 5 million, 5 to 25, 25 to 100. You can see it actually goes well above $100,000 to build a fund. Now, as a note, people are okay paying this because it's reimbursable as a startup cost. So the startup costs you spend on a fund are actually reimbursable back to you once the fund launches. Does that make sense? But if I go back to this is kind of the old way. And by the way, the timeline for this took about 6 to 12 months to launch a fund. Then Fund Launch came around and we said, we have an idea. Instead of talking to lawyers first, come talk with us and our advisors and we will game plan your fund with you. Let's think through all the dependencies and then we'll introduce lawyers. They can come build all the docs and we'll do this for $35,000. And as an addition, you get network, events, community, people, the training, everything with it. And by the way, this process, instead of 6 to 12 months, would take about 2 to 4 months. If you really want, like, what's the value prop of Fund Launch? That's it. That's our whole business. And by the way, that put us on the Inc. 5000 of fastest growing companies in America. That little tweak did all of that. Isn't that kind of cool? Now, our mission, though, back to what we're doing, is to democratize Wall Street and make high finance accessible to everybody. And we went back to this and we questioned still what we were doing. We said, why do we do the things that we do? We are just doing this process just faster. And why is it still even though it's easier, it's still a big hurdle to launch a fund. And so then we thought, instead of doing this, or even this, could we launch a fund not in months, but in a few weeks, or even a few days? So we've spent the last year building this, about $1 million of development costs. And today we're announcing the launch of, drum roll please in the chat, Fund Launch AI. Okay, so I'm actually going to walk you through what we built in our first product in Fund Launch AI, which is called Athena, where you can agentically launch your fund. I'm excited to show it to you guys. If you're ready to get into it, yeah, type a yes in the chat. We'll pick somebody for a $250 giveaway to Amazon. So type a yes in the chat if you're ready to get into this. Let me show you what we built. I'm excited to give it to you and show you what we've done. So type a yes in the chat. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I got Matt Soltis. Matt Soltis, S-O-L-T-Y-S. You got $250 to Amazon. Congrats. Christian on my team can send that to you. Send your email to him. He'll get that for you. All right, you guys ready to get into Athena? So Athena is where you can agentically launch your investment fund. There's 3 main products we're going to be rolling out today underneath Athena. Number 1 is something to help you craft your marketing materials. Number 2, something to design and organize your fund. And number 3, something to draft and file your legal docs. So with that, let's cue the video. We'll play this video. Let's make sure the sound comes through. Let us know if it works. Let's cue that video and then we'll dive in. Pretty fun, yeah? So inside of there, you saw 3 things. Number 1, the scroll deck, something we call the fund builder, and a third thing we call the legal canvas. Now, instead of just talking about this, let's actually just go play with it live. You guys cool with that? There's an old saying in Silicon Valley, never do a live demo. And here we are, we're gonna do a live demo, all right? So here it is. This is the new landing page of Fund Launch AI. You can see how pretty it is. Open chat bar. So let's look at this. I can come and actually toggle between what type of fund I want to do. I can do private equity. I can do a venture capital fund. Let's do a real estate fund though. Let's change this to 25 million. Okay, we're going to raise a $25 million real estate fund. Let's say we're investing into multifamily real estate. I don't know. Let's do, what do you guys think? 25 to 150 units. Let's do 150 units. Class B apartments in, I don't know, what do you guys think? Let's do Miami, Florida. Okay? So I just put any prompt in. By the way, I can attach a pitch deck. I can attach any of the materials you have right here. But let's just do this prompt. I'm going to hit execute. And this now ingests the data. It calls on a bunch of sub-agents to start looking at what are best practices for multifamily real estate funds between 25 and 150 units in Class B apartments in Miami, Florida, the prompt I gave it. So it's going to start researching what are funds like this? What do they look like? How are they organized? How are they put together? You can see here it's draft helping put together legal docs and other things. All right, it's going to load into the platform. And here we go. Okay, so you can see on the left here, we've got my fund name. It's right here. It's loading in. My agents are working here. Let's see. Pulls me in. It's going to write some of these fields. It's working here. There we go. We got an agent bar on the left. Now this is, you can see it's still drafting a few things. This I can chat with and work with. This is a full agent experience. So anything on the right, I can edit with my agent bar, which is pretty cool. You can see it's still working on a few things. It gave me a name of my fund. Let's go change this to, I don't know. Let's call it Athena Fund 1. I can just edit it live. Look at how pretty this looks, by the way. Isn't this cool? You can see my agents are still running here. We're live. So it's going to say, here you go, multifamily. Here's my asset class. It's going to start drafting some of the things below. I can see my executive summary. It's already actually chosen a number of things for me. It actually gave me a full, this is a close-end, Class B, garden style, mid-size, workforce housing in Miami, Florida. Now I can come edit this if I don't like it, but let's say I like that. 7-year fund, there's my target IRR. I can come edit this if I'd like. It gave me a 2% manage fee, $25 million fund size, a minimum commitment, and I can actually come edit any of these right here. So let's go, maybe I want to do 100,000 minimum commitment, totally editable. Now this is what we're calling a scroll deck. A scroll deck is a mix between a pitch deck and a website. So for example, once I'm ready with this, I can actually hit publish, and this becomes a full working website. So look at this, I can just hit view deck, and this is my full working website. I could send this to an investor, I could send this to anybody. Isn't that kind of cool? Now it's not all the way filled out yet because we just loaded in, but you can get the idea of like all the cool stuff inside of my scroll deck. Pretty sweet, yeah? So let me come back. I'm going to close this out. Now I'm going to unpublish this because I want to make some edits to it. So I'm going to hit unpublish. I have different themes I can do. So here's Athena Fund 1. I can come, see some of these themes. I'll do another theme here. Here's my space theme, Athena Fund 1. Look at the stars all kind of move. And actually, I can come and build my own theme. So let's do this. A favorite movie in the chat? Anybody have a favorite movie? Ooh, let's do Dune, actually. All right, make me a Dune movie themed deck, okay? So I'm gonna hit execute. Now this is gonna take a few minutes. It already gave me a name, Arrakis, Amber, look at that. Okay, so I'm gonna come back to this in a minute. Now, while that's generating, I'm gonna come over here to the fund builder. This is the guts of your entire fund. This took an immense amount of time to put together and organize for my fund. And so if you can see here, I'm hovering over, these are all the different buckets inside of your fund. Let's click on one of these. Let's click on terms and structure. It's actually going to open up a bunch of subcategories. And again, remember when I talked about building your fund with lawyers? If I go back here, a lawyer is going to ask you essentially the 200 questions of what you want to build in your fund. And they're going to do it over 6 months and they keep tweaking things. Everything in your fund is all in front of you right here. So you can see, for example, like fees and carry. Let's click on fees and carry. You can see my sub bucket of all the fees. A very common fee in funds is called your management fee. Let's click on that. Now it's currently set to 2%, which is pretty standard for funds. However, I can come change this. Let's say, you know what, I want to charge a 5% management fee. Well, the agent actually just scored me kind of poorly because that's off market. Now, can I do it? Yes. But the agent is kind of telling me, hey, I don't know if that's ideal because investors don't love 5% management fees. So let's put this back to 2%. Isn't that kind of cool? And it readjusts. Let me go to one more over here. If I click into, you can see strategy and market. You can see real estate targets, narratives. If I click into one of these, you can see all these things. Now let's look at cap rate for a second, okay? So target cap rate, it's currently empty. I can come and I can use a slider here to work on my, target cap rate. Now, let's say though, I don't know what even a cap rate means. Let's hit this little button called Get Insights. It's going to actually prompt the agent bar to give me insights on what is a target cap rate. Now, it's not just giving me a generic answer. It's going to ingest the 200 other data points of my fund to give me what's a great cap rate target for this fund. And so you can see here, it gives me punches me out a response here. Here we go. Current state, your target cap rate is set to 7% because, I was just playing with it randomly. With a range of 0.75 to 8.7, the field is scoring green, so it's not a drag in your fund, but here's the range below. Now here's the averages for most funds in your area. My recommendation is keep it at 7, but move some of your minimums. Move your minimum and move your max, okay? And I can just simply say yes. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So I can simply just, it's gonna help me, I already gave it a response there. Let's hit yes. It'll actually can go and update these fields on my behalf over here. Oh, I think I hit the narratives on accident there. We'll give it a second. We'll rewrite those narratives. But it'll come. It's going to give me 5.5. Let's go and actually, where are we at? Target cap rate. Here we go. It's at 4.57. Let's put it to 5.57. And these can adjust on the fly right here. Isn't that pretty cool? So I can come back. I can actually spend time building out all these things. Now, if you're, you're like still like, oh, this like still didn't make sense to me. We had a user in Black Card. He just prompted, hey, like teach me like I'm in 3rd grade. And it went through and actually taught him all of these themes like he was in 3rd grade and dumbed things down for him so that he could go learn, what is, if I go to regulatory, like what is a, let's go to ERISA. Like what is ERISA? Like what even does that mean? You can hit Get Insights. It'll actually go and actually teach you live what ERISA means and how those work. Pretty cool, yeah? Okay, we'll come back to this in a minute. Now, I want to show you the 3rd category inside of here, which is the legal canvas. Okay, so I'm going to hit agree. You can read the terms of service here. This is what you're viewing right now is the 3 entities inside of your fund. You have your management company, your GP, and your LP. These are all the underlying documents you need for your fund. We've actually had multiple law firms work on these documents, rip them apart. Very reputable, amazing law firms go and actually tear these documents apart. So I can actually click in and see my LPA. It's already, you can see my name here. I can see all the subcategories. Think of these like smart dynamic templates. So if I come in here, let's say 7 years is my target timeline. Let's change that to, I don't know, let's do a 10-year fund. I can just hit enter. It comes through. It actually auto-updated everything else inside of the fund builder and also inside of my scroll decks, okay? Now, I think let's go check on our generated scroll deck. Ooh, look at this. This is a Dune-themed scroll deck. That's awesome. Look at this. The Spice of Miami is shelter. That's awesome. I can just come say, hey, update the headline to my fund name. You can actually edit this thing live from the agent bar. We'll let it sync for a second. And furthermore, if I update it to 10 years, it'll actually update some of those dependencies inside of the platform. So as that's updating, let me come back to Fern. You can see our fund term is now 10 years here. It also adjusted my IRR because IRR is dependent on fund length and term length, but everything auto updates across the thing. It's still generating. Here we go. Boom, it updated my headline to Athena Fund 1. And from there, isn't that pretty cool? I can also download this to a PDF or do a 1-pager tear sheet. Now, once you have gone through and actually built out all of your legal docs, you'll confirm all these things. And as you build your fund, your goal of the fund builder is to get this all to green and get all of your red things to green. Once they're green, you're ready to launch. You'll come to Legal Canvas. You're going to click this top right button. Currently, I don't have a legal credit, but you'll need a legal credit. I'll hit submit for legal review. And this is what happens next. I'll kind of show you on my slides here, okay? So when you hit legal review, this is what happens next. You hit what's called a final crystallization stage. Your agent then confirms there's no dependencies or weird things in your fund, and you actually go and final approve, meaning, yes, I want my name to be called Athena Fund 1. I want my management fee to be 2%, and you confirm all those fields. After that, it opens up a 5-stage process to do legal. Number 1 is we go create your entities. So those 3 entities are gone and created. Number 2, you sign an engagement letter with one of our amazing partner law firms. So you signed it, and actually you are now working with that law firm, with their compliance and their underwriting rules and all their great stuff. From there, the law firm will then receive these documents. They review all the documents that you just saw. They can take notes, make comments, redline them. They then go and draft your Form D, and then they set up a final sign-off call with you. Now, if there's a few questions, maybe it's a second sign-off call, but ideally, most of the communication has already happened on platform for one final sign-off call. Take a guess how long this takes. Previously it was 6 to 12 months. With Black Card, it was 2 to 4 months. This entire legal process takes 7 days to do all of this. Once your fund is built on the platform, you hit submits, roughly 7 days or less, give or take, your entire fund is launched. Now, if you want to do additional things like side letters or international funds, you're welcome to contract our partner law firms for an additional, they can just pay their hourly rate and they can build more things on your fund. But this gets you a US domestic fund built with all 3 entities across the board. Isn't that pretty amazing? We've also seen international people like Canadians or others. Many of them actually build US funds because it's easier to build a US fund than a Canadian provincial fund across provinces. We can answer some more of that in the Q&A. Now, Bridger, how does this help me build a company brain? So I'll go back over here. So when we look at our product roadmap, what I just showed to you was Athena, okay, where you can agentically launch your investment fund. Coming soon, what we're prototyping right now is what we call Project Artemis. Now, I can't share too much detail about this, but it's pretty exciting. This will help you agentically raise your investment fund. So all around capital raising, how you organize, find contacts, leads. Now, will agents ever close the deal for you? I would say probably not. Humans are going to close deals. But can agents put you in a great position to close deals? Can it help you in the virtual and in the physical world? Help you set up meetings, events, dinners, everything around capital raising? Yes, in the same experience. That's the goal of Artemis. Isn't that pretty cool? You can clap it up for Artemis. Coming out later this year. We're pretty excited about that. And then further on our roadmap is Project Aries. This is designed to help you agentically manage your whole fund. So once you're launched and once you're raised, you're going to need help managing your fund. Think of banking, compliance, tax, legal, all the stuff that goes into a fund. And if you had agents all in one spot, one ecosystem, you could design and manage all these things together. And when you put together Athena, Artemis, and Aries, this effectively would be like having an AI brain for your fund. It's not just a tool. This is an operating system for your entire fund and platform you're working on. All of your employees, all of your team members, all of your investors, all in one spot with agents to help you coordinate, work, and manage everything inside of here. Pretty cool. Yeah, that's what we're building to right now. Now, Bridger, how does this work with Black Card? I mentioned Black Card earlier. How does this work together? Well, let me come back and actually show you something pretty cool. So I just showed you, the 3 things over here. Now this button down below, you can hover over this, and this is consulting, because there's still an essence of humans in the loop. You want to talk to real humans and have people help. So inside of Fund Launch AI, you can see here, these are actually real people you can come and work with. This is Ben Julius. I have credits up here, and I can use those credits to actually book a one-on-one call with Ben Julius. If I want to do it, I can say, hey, I want to talk to him tomorrow at 3 p.m. Ben Julius actively runs multiple syndications and funds. He has $250 million AUM. He's been with us in Black Card for years, an awesome guy. I would come say, hey, I want to talk about my Athena Fund 1 up here. Can give us a few notes. I agree. And I actually can confirm the booking. Let's actually do it. I'm going to hit confirm. This is booking on his calendar and my calendar. And ta-da, I can actually see it's now popped up here. When the time is ready, I actually can join the call live right here. It takes me to his Zoom room. Isn't that pretty cool? So you actually can work with people one-on-one to get advice, mentorship on all different things. Furthermore, we have office hours. Remember back in college, you could go to like a professor or a TA and they could actually walk you through what they were teaching or sharing. Well, this is the same idea here. For example, we have Cherry Becker, one of our tax and audit partners. They go live and they actually teach you about tax and audit in a fund. They can answer your questions live. We have other people that do real estate calls. I do a call every Wednesday. You can see here as well. You can see we have our lawyer partners that come live. So you actually can join and just be a part of real people on a call to get questions answered from here, okay? Furthermore, you get services. So here's some of our partnerships. They give discounts to our members in here. And then finally, you get access to our community. This is one of the biggest things. It's not what you know in funds, it's who you know. You can come join our private Slack channel in here and then also see us on social media. But this is massive. You can come meet. And actually, I'll show you over here. Here's our current community page. So inside of this is our Black Card Slack. You can see videos. These are some of our coaches or mentors, people asking questions. You can see the deals channel. We have people dropping deals in here of different things they're working on, things they're raising for, and all sorts of cool stuff going on. You actually can come message me live on here. working our hedge fund channel and other sub channels inside of here, inside of the community. Isn't that amazing? Okay. So if I come back to our slides, that's one of the cool pieces of Black Card. Now in the future, we hope to give your agent the ability to make in-app and real-world purchases. So coming soon with credits, agents can pay for your merch and gifts for investors, travel, and even like event setup. So you could say, hey, agent, use my credits. Here's a card. And you can actually, send all my investors custom merch. You can even see on my thing, this is a custom Fund Launch Partners vest I'm wearing. I want to send 100 of those to my investors with my own logo on it. And your agent could go do that on your behalf. Isn't that amazing? Pretty darn fun. Now, Bridger, what should we price this at? And by the way, I'll stay on for Q&A. We can talk more about the platform. I'll come back to the platform. But Bridger, what should we price this at? Well, Black Card is currently about $35,500. Actually, a very good deal. Amazing. We help you launch and build your whole fund. But we thought this is the launch of Fund Launch AI. On our webinars, we do the best deals. At one time, our best deal we ever did, and some of you might have been live with us, we did actually a $10,000 discount off of Black Card just for people that were live on the call, down to $25,500, which was pretty darn cool. But again, we said, let's do something incredibly powerful here. Let's go to the crazy zone. This is the launch of Fund Launch AI. We're here to democratize Wall Street. Let's do something wild. What if we could do all of this for a cool $18,000? Wouldn't that be amazing? Type a yes in the chat if that'd be pretty awesome. 18 grand for everything I just described. Now, and furthermore, we said, let's split that into two buckets. We have the platform bucket, and we also have the fund formation bucket. The platform bucket would be $10,000, and the fund formation would be $8,000. And the reason for this, number one, we used to charge this all together up front, but it's only going to take about 7 days to do fund formation. Just pay it when you're ready. And by the way, it's reimbursable once you launch. So you pay the 8 grand, you go through legal. Once you're launched, you can reimburse yourself back the 8 grand, and you need it as a separate line item. Does that make sense to do the reimbursement? So pretty cool. We're like, let's make this easier for people to get started and build funds. We need more people to build funds. That's how we wanted to split it up. Now, let's double click on the left side here on the platform. So inside the platform for $10,000, you get access to Athena, which is what I just described. You also are grandfathered in to Artemis and Ares as they launch for no additional cost. So Artemis, all the agentic capital raising, you're grandfathered into. Ares, that's the fund administration platform, banking, tax, legal, accounting, compliance, all in one for $10,000 a year. An incredible deal. This is like one of the best deals we've ever done inside of Fund Launch ecosystem. Again, Athena, you get the custom scroll decks, the fund builder, the legal canvas, and Artemis and Ares as they launch. And you also get the mastermind, which is the great pieces, some of the best pieces of Black Card, which is the private Slack channel, the one-on-one advisors, weekly office hours, 50 plus providers and advisors and partners. Pretty cool, yeah? All for $10,000. Now, we thought though, we're here again to democratize Wall Street. This is the launch of Fund Launch AI. Let's do something we've never done before. What if, instead of charging 10 grand, we allowed you to put this on a payment plan and join for the lowest price we've ever done for $1,250. Wouldn't that be amazing? Yeah, type a yes in the chat. Isn't that phenomenal? So instead of doing 10K up front and a big payment, you could actually break this up with internal financing for $1,250 to start to build out your entire whole investment fund here. Pretty cool, yeah? So again, that gives you Athena, the mastermind, all the cool stuff inside. Now, that being said though, as a consumer, as someone who buys stuff, I just don't love it when people will lock me into annual contracts. Your product should be good enough to speak for itself. I should want to pay for this thing. So what if we did something cool for you guys? What if we just said, meh, let's not do the annual contract. Why would we, if the product's not good, don't pay us. I'm so confident in this product that you're gonna come in and love it. So instead of doing an annual contract, you can just pay $1,250 per month. Month to month, pay as you go. If you don't like it, leave. That's fine. I am so confident you're going to love Athena. And then when Artemis and Ares comes out and those are in this, you are going to see this end-to-end platform that you can build your whole company on. How amazing is that? Isn't that pretty cool? So in just a few minutes, I'm going to drop the link. you guys will be able to join and get access to Athena for $12.50 per month. Now, we thought though, this is the launch of Fund Launch AI. Let's do something that we've never done before. Let's make this offer so amazing, like almost stupid to do this offer. So what we said was, let's do this. Instead of $12.50 a month, let's drop that down to $850 per month. Okay, I promise that is the last price drop. That is the official price. So $850 a month. What that gets you is Athena, Artemis, Aries, the mastermind, the private Slack channel, one-on-one calls, weekly office hours, and 50 plus providers for $850 per month, pay as you go. And here's that amazing. Type a yes in the chat if that's awesome. Oh, and by the way, as a bonus for the first 50 people who join the call, on this call right now, I'm a big believer in-person stuff. I'm a big believer. Yes, I love AI agents. I love that they can do a bunch of great things, but there's a human element that is so powerful. Something about shaking hands, being on a whiteboard with other people. It's not what you know, it's who you know. For the first 50 people who join right now live on this call, we're gonna do something pretty cool. You're invited to our next Black Card event, September 17th through the 22nd. We're going from LA to Cabo, Mexico. I will be there, my team, and a bunch of our Black Card members for 5 days on a cruise ship on Royal Caribbean. Wouldn't that be amazing? Who would love to come to that event? Yeah? Okay, so you're invited. You must be an active member on those months to come, but you're invited to come September 17th to the 22nd. Wouldn't that be amazing? Additionally, if you can't make that date, no worries. For the first 50 people who join this call, you're also invited to come to our headquarters in Salt Lake City, Utah. Here's my office right here. All of my team sits behind this wall and over here. We have a full court basketball gym you can see in the bottom right corner that is downstairs. You can be a part of. We also do a little skiing when we're here as well. If you don't like skiing, you can sip some hot chocolate in beautiful Utah in the winter. It's amazing, okay? So for the first 50 people that join, you get access to, you can join for $850 per month. You get access to Athena, Artemis, Aries, custom scroll decks, the fund builder, the legal canvas. You get the mastermind, the private Slack channel, the one-on-one advisors, weekly office hours, 50 plus providers, and the 2 workshop events. You must be active to come. Yeah, is that pretty good? Good offer for the launch of Fund Launch AI. We thought, man, we got to go to the stupid zone here. We got to go crazy for this, okay? Now, there's one more thing. If you're, sorry, you might say, well, Bridger, if we don't fill up 50 spots, right? Well, what if we don't fill up 50 spots? Well, right now there's X thousands of people live. We had a lot of people register for today's call. I'm pretty confident we're going to fill up 50 spots. But let's say we don't fill up 50 spots. Well, after this call, we're going to send this out to 115,000 emails. I'm pretty confident we can find 50 people to fill these spots. If that doesn't work, we're going to send this to my 300,000 social media followers to fill 50 spots, okay? So for the first 50 people that join, again, you get all these great things. I'm going to drop the link in about 30 seconds here. So you can get ready, open up Chrome, Safari. It is first come, first serve for the first 50 spots. And one more thing, just for fun, okay? To just gamify it, we're doing the launch of Fund Launch AI you can put me full screen for a second. For the first person, the very first person that signs up, I have a custom Fund Launch AI hat. I'm gonna sign it, and we're gonna ship this to your house, and I'm gonna give you $250 to Amazon as a giveaway to you. For the very first person who signs up, my team is gonna watch behind the scenes. So it's kind of a race, okay? Just for fun, why not? We're gonna have some fun, okay? So you get access to this hat. This is live on the call to be this very specific hat, okay? I'm gonna sign it and it'll be here. Sound good? So you can put back my slides. So again, you get Athena, you get Artemis and Aries as they come out, grandfathered in. That gives you the custom scroll decks, the fund builder, the legal canvas, Artemis and Aries as it launch. You get the mastermind, the private Slack channel, the one-on-one advisors, the weekly office hours, 50 plus providers, and 2 workshop events, the Cabo Cruise and the Salt Lake City event for the first 50 people that sign up. Those alone are worth $850 per month. Okay, you guys ready for the link? All right, here it goes. First person gets this hat, and then the first 50 get access to the cruise. So, you guys ready? Here's the link. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys can go to beta.fundlaunch.com/start. There is the link down below. We will also drop it in the chat. There's our confetti. Okay, Pretty fun. So you can open that up and go right now. I'm actually going to stay on. We'll do Q&A. We'll keep building funds on Fund Launch AI. I want to show you the platform. We can keep going. But right now, you have a moment. Open up. This is what it'll look like. So come on over to fundlaunch.com. Let's come right here. This is what it looks like. So you'll say, here's the landing page, $850 per month. You'll put in your email right here. My card's already saved on link. You can hit Let's Build for $850 a month. You can see some of the stuff down below. Again, first, and my team, let me know when the first person joins. I wanna make sure they get the hat. We'll call their name out live right now. And for the first 50 people, I'll read out your names as well. We'll put a little timer on the top of the screen as well. So let my team, so you'll come in here, put your name, email, card details, you hit Let's Build, and then it should bring you to, it'll validate your email address, and then bring you to this page. You can actually start building out your entire fund. Again, it's beta.fundlaunch.com/start. So hit that link right now. I'll give you a second. Now, a few questions. Bridger, does this work for international people? Right now, this is built specifically for US domestic funds. Now, what that means though, if like what I said earlier with Canadians and other people, we have seen many of them still build US funds. We've actually worked with, I don't know, probably about 100 or so Canadians in Black Card. Many of them end up building funds in Delaware in the US as a Canadian citizen, and that's totally fine to do because it's easier to do and navigate the securities laws and tax laws through the US than all the separated provinces. Now, every country is a little different, but this, as far as the legal docs go and launching, is primarily for US domestic funds, but you can come and do it as a foreigner as well. Another question, does this work for SPVs or single asset funds? As of right now, this is tailored to blind pool funds, but coming in the next week or two, you'll be able to do full SPVs on platform. So this is going to be designed, if you want to do a single asset fund or an SPV, a syndication, you can be able to do this on platform or do a full blind pool fund as well. Bridger, does this work for different asset classes? Yes, so you can do this right now. What's live as far as legal docs, real estate, private equity, venture capital, and private credit. We just got the docs in for hedge funds and crypto. Those should be live in the next week or two. So yes, it works for all of these asset classes, okay? Pretty awesome. So again, go to beta.fundlaunch.com/start. First 50 people, my team's gonna send me a little notice here in a second. You can see some of the, we already got 8 in there. We'll kind of update the timer as they come in. So come right here to fundlaunch.com/start. You can join at $850 per month. Come start playing this. All right, I think we have the first person that was in. And by the way, the first 50 people, you're still there. The first person that joined, Abdullah Abnallah. Did I say that right? Abdul. I think it's just Abdul. Abdul, congrats, bro. You were the first. He was fast on the keys there. First person to join live. We'll send you this hat. I'm going to sign it for you. We'll send this over to you as there. The first 50 people, again, get access to the Cabo Cruise, the Salt Lake City event, the custom scroll decks, the Fund Builder. We'll drop it in the chat live right here. Awesome. Congrats. That's amazing. By the way, drop questions if you have them. Does this work for entertainment funds? Yes. Yeah. We've had a number of people do entertainment funds, etc. Does this work for, how does it work with sensitive data, investor data? What measures are in place? Yeah. So encryption is of the highest level. Let's hit one of these at a time. You have AI model. So yes, encryption is to you, the user, as far as data encryption. As we roll out Artemis and Aries, these will be actually custom workspaces for directly you. Okay. So, and what's cool about Artemis and Aries, you'll be able to custom tailor agents inside of your workspace for you. So no, we won't be, no, that would be horrible. We're not sharing investor data or your investors with others. That won't be happening. As far as Aries, that is your fund. It's as far as compliance, we have to be very rigid on our compliance rules and very secure. So with Artemis and Aries specifically, that's the most about a sensitive data. It is all your proprietary data on platform there. AI model training. So inside of FundLaunch AI, we have our own proprietary models on top of the platform. So we have our own sub-agents and superintendent agents, but we can call on the best models. So we can use, whether it's ChatGPT at the time or Opus 4.8 or Fable or whatever, we actually can toggle between any of those inside the platform, depending on what they do there. Are we able to get the fund formation part without the platform? No. Fund formation, the reason fund formation takes 7 days and is so amazing is because of the platform. The platform makes it so efficient. The reason it's so awesome is you can come in here. Let me go back to my dashboard. When you build out the fund builder, this is answering all of the questions that a lawyer would work on with you for 6 months. It would answer all of it here. And so the reason you go through and you build out your fund, anything that's red, you start building it out. As you build it out, it actually puts together your legal docs and it makes it much more efficient for the legal team to work on your fund. And so they go hand in hand. They have to work together. Okay. Yeah, if someone's like, I want to talk to an advisor. Yeah, you would come right in. Once you join, you'll be loaded up with 1,000 credits. You can actually come and actually book a call if you'd like. I'm going to cancel my call with Ben here. You can actually use your credits to come work with one of the advisors inside the platform. Okay. Is there a lifetime enrollment? You can do an annual. You can upgrade to annual and get a discount if you'd like. Once you join, you can do annual if you'd like, and it gives you a discount on a yearly fee. But again, that was part of the presentation was like, hey, just come play with it. You know, people are like, well, how does it work? Like, just come play with it, dude. Come play with it. For $850, you can come play with it, talk to advisors, join the office hours. Come join my office hour tomorrow. Join some other people, all these other advisors going on live. Come join the community. Be a part of the community and what we've built out here. Come build out your entire fund. Come build custom scroll decks. I built my, where's my Dune themed one? Come build a Doom theme. I can do a different one too. Let's build a second one. I'm going to say, make me a JP Morgan institutional style deck. Okay, we'll hit that prompt. We'll give it a minute here. Pretty cool, yeah? What do you do for money raising? Yeah, so coming soon is Artemis. Not out yet. You can see right here they're locked. So Artemis and Aries are currently locked. They will be coming out. We have prototypes in the back end right now that we're working on and playing with. But coming soon, you'll be able to play with all those. And they will be just, as an active member, they will just be added to your account. Since this is the launch of Fund Launch AI, no additional cost. They're just grandfathered into you as they roll out. This is the launch date, the first time doing this. That's the idea of this launch. Okay. If I start a hedge fund, how does the brokerage arrangements made? Yeah, so you build, if you're trying to work with prime brokers for your hedge fund, so you would go build your fund, and then we actually have a couple of them in our service providers here, or you go work with your own. So you would say, so some of these, there's a few that we've worked in the past, like Interactive Brokers, for example, is in here, that you can come work with. Other ones are in here as well. And so you can actually work with these partners, or you go just work with a prime broker yourself. And how that works, a prime broker holds the licenses. They allow you to have leverage on your fund, etc., inside of here. But you still need to have your fund set up. So this would give you your fund set up, and then you'd work with one of our partners or your own partner to set up a prime broker relationship, and you go from there. Yep. Okay. Yeah, entertainment funds, pretty cool. Let's see. Let's look at some of these questions. Type question in the chat. I would prefer to do a fund. Yeah, if some of you guys have specific questions, you're like, hey, maybe you're in Fund Launch before and you want to you're like, hey, can I use this now? Message your account manager or my team at bridger@fundlaunch.com and we can make sure things work out for you. My team can drop that in the chat as well. So if you're like, hey, I was in SAF or Black Card, I think we've already shared this with you guys as well. You've already seen emails for the last few weeks. We've already had about 200 people on here building funds. Multiple people have already built funds on here, and they've gotten all their things green. They've built out all of the subcategories inside of their fund here, and they are ready to launch, which is pretty cool. Can I build multiple funds? Yes. So what's cool is you can actually see I've built a lot of funds. So up here in the top left corner, I can actually, I built one called Wasatch Turnkey. Okay, here's my other fund. You can just switch between accounts here of these are all the funds I've built. And you can see what you've done there. Pretty cool, yeah? So all different funds. You actually would just come out, you can just do a new prompt and it just builds a whole new fund. So you can come play with it, prototype, and build out your entire fund. We're at 20 of 50 people right now. Congrats, you guys that have joined. Actually, if you can read off the names, that'd be awesome. You guys are the first people to ever use, well, public people. We have about 200 people already in the platform here. You guys are the first kind of public users to come in and use this, which is pretty cool. Can I run a U.S. fund if I'm in Mexico? Again, talk to I can't give financial legal advice on this call, but talk to a lawyer or tax accountant. But we have seen other people in Mexico or Canada or other places run U.S. domestic funds even though they don't live in the United States. So we have seen that happen from other people. But again, I cannot give you legal or tax advice right now on this call. But you can come talk to the agent bar and work with here. Yep. $850 per month? No, this is a month-to-month contract. If you didn't get the idea from here, this is just per month. If you join and you don't like it, you just cancel next month, or this week. If you don't like it, you can just cancel. That's the cool part. This is not an annual contract. This is a month pay as you go. So if you come in and someone's like, I don't know if I want to use it, well, come try it out. If you don't like it, then don't pay. But I'm very confident you are going to love what we've put together to help you build and launch your own funds. Okay. If you want to do a annual contract, you're welcome to. It'll be a 20% discount if you want to do annual. You'll see that on the checkout. After you check out, the next page will show you that. Yep. Yeah, how many funds can I build? You can build, currently, I think it's infinite amount of funds here. Now, when you launch under legal, you'll have a legal credit, and you have to upgrade to that legal credit, and that will be to launch one fund. But you can, if you want to launch a second fund or a third fund, you just purchase an additional legal credit, and you can go and launch that second or third fund. Are we able to share the info with our own lawyer? Does create pitch decks? So if you have your own legal team, you're also welcome to work with them. Now, again, the platform is designed to be very efficient. So right now, we have a handful of partner law firms that already know and like these documents. They've already looked through them, they've torn them apart. And so the reason for the efficiency of this, a normal lawyer is gonna charge you $20,000, $30,000, or $40,000 to build this. So sure, you can go use your own attorneys for 30 or 40 grand. You're welcome to do that, that's totally fine. You could just use this platform for the scroll decks, that's great as well. You can use this platform for the fund builder, that's great as well. But if you wanna do the legal part, it's all gotta be in our ecosystem because the data transfers and it makes it very efficient to go out and do this, okay? Question, what if I run out of credits? Yeah, you can always just come and add more credits in the top right corner. Yep. So you can add and join the top right corner. Yep, you can always add more credits. You also can upgrade your plan. If you want to add more credits here, you can see this is what it'll look like. You have your pro plan. You can add a legal credit. If you want to do multiple funds in here, you're welcome to add those as well inside of your plan. Yeah, credits are monthly. If you don't use your credits, they'll roll to the next month. They cap it, I think, 2 months total. You have to use your credits within about 2 months. What's the max amount of target raise? I believe you can go up to about, I think, $1 billion as your target, as your max. Yeah, I think it'll allow you to go to $1 billion. Okay, very cool. Ethan, if I cancel my subscription, will my account be lost forever? I believe if you join and you build something, you can pause if you'd like later. So you can do a pause or a downgrade fee to keep all your data. But yeah, if you fully cancel out and you leave, much of your data is on the platform. So you can downgrade or cancel or pause, things like that. Cool. If you're doing a single asset fund, yes, we're working on that right now. It should be out in the next week or two, couple weeks. But you'll be able to come and actually build a full single asset fund on here, or syndication or SPV. Yep. How this applies when you got 2 single asset funds. So if you're in Fund Launch single asset fund, message my team, bridger@fundlaunch.com or support@fundlaunch.com. We can make sure it works with you. And make sure it's done the right way. Pretty cool. I want in, yeah. Hate they canceled. Hey, Claude's a cool tool. I hate they canceled Fable 5. Yeah, I guess it was too crazy last week. I don't know. We'll see if they reopen it. Yeah, pretty fun. And these inside of here, we are shipping code almost every day right now. So on about every day, every 2 days, we're shipping new updates, new bug fixes, new things. Artemis and Aries are coming soon, but we've shipped a bunch of new code just recently as well. This platform keeps getting better as we go on. And by the way, I'll go back to, where's my slides here? But we are this roadmap at the top. We hope to be the entire operating system of your fund. The entire, you come here, you build your fund, you launch your fund, you raise your fund, and you manage your fund all on platform in one spot. That's the goal of Fund Launch AI. And so this will be coming out over the next few months, but everything is here, and you can tailor sub-agents inside of here and what you've built. So pretty cool, yeah? Pretty cool. What part of Black Card is not included? Yeah, there's a number of things in Black Card. So Black Card, yeah, the account managers, the extra calls, all the events, that's only for the 50 people that joined today. Some of the more impersonal stuff, messaging me personally, all in Black Card as well. But we've actually moved, all of Black Card actually now has access to Fund Launch AI as well. Yeah, how much is the legal credit? Yeah, so back to, I go out to my previous slides here. So legal credits are $8,000, okay? So when you're ready, it'll be $8,000. It's a one-time purchase. You reimburse that back when you're launching. You pay when you're ready, okay? So for $8,000. Yep. Come back down. Here we go. Cool. I want to do a fine art fund. Let's just go play with the platform. All right, well, we got a lot of questions here. Hold on. Please answer the 1,000 credits. Oh yeah, so if you get 1,000 credits a month, those credits are used, it's called usage-based billing. So they're used for everything on platform. So as you prompt and use the agent, it burns a little bit of credits. Every time you prompt, when you do a new, let's see my Morgan Stanley. Here we go. That's kind of pretty, huh? Here's my custom pitch deck, Morgan Stanley themed. It's kind of cool. I can go update. I need to go sync all my values, but get the idea of this theme here. Yeah, pretty cool, yeah? You can come, but yeah, it burns credits. If you use, the one that'll burn the most credits is one-on-one calls. So if I spend 550 credits to talk to Ben, that's, he's a real person. He manages a pretty large fund. He's getting paid for these calls as well. So this burns, it's kind of a credit-based system. So that you can use the credits as you see fit. So 1,000 credits is plenty to work and build in your agents, build multiple funds, build all this cool stuff in here. That's plenty of stuff there. Inside of the consulting, we had some people come in, they were taking 100 one-on-one calls and just filling up all the calendars. So we had to figure out a good system, and we came up with this credit-based billing system for this. Now, what I mentioned earlier, the idea is your agent soon will be able to use your credits for real-world purchases as well. So your agents, you'd say, hey, agent, like I'm booking a trip to New York. I would love to book my travel, my flights, my hotel. It would go and actually use your credits to do all those things. Coming soon with Aries, it would be, hey, I'm doing my taxes this year, and I have a tax partner on platform, just like with my legal. I want to use X number of credits to do my taxes. And it would go and prep all the taxes. It would then call up a real CPA that would come review, and you would file your taxes and K1s on platform. That's the idea of the credit-based system. When will the other platforms be ready? You can see we're targeting Q4 and Q1. To be frank though, we're already working on prototypes right now for both of these, especially Artemis. It might be much sooner. I like to under promise and over deliver is what I like to do. So, but yeah, that's the current timelines at the top of the screen there. Already signed up. Yeah, credit. We worked on the credit system. How is this different than using like just a ChatGPT or a Claude? Well, first off, you build out all your custom scroll decks. Everything syncs together in one sub ecosystem. This is the magic right here. This thing. These are all of these sub buckets of dependencies for your fund. So you can look at, if you just ask chat, help me build a fund. it's not gonna walk you through all 200 plus data points of building a fund and help you give you best practice on what you should do and the certain dependencies inside of funds with regulatory bodies. Okay, so if I go to like regulation, you'll see all these underlying, ICA exclusions, right? And seeing what are the type of exclusions that you use there. Like these are things that you may or may not know. And then furthermore, it's not going to draft legal docs and have real lawyer partner law firms to actually review and launch your fund with you and file the entities with you. Okay, that's what makes it so different is the end-to-end experience. And then secondly, to take that same data and help you raise money and also that same data to help you manage your fund in a full ecosystem, okay, in one spot. This is for the first 50 people live right now. People are asking, can I join later? Can I do something later? This whole offer right now is for the first 50 people that join. We're at 25 of 50 right now. So welcoming you guys that have joined, 25 of 50. So this offer is live right now for the first 50 people that join today. So for the Cabo, Mexico cruise, Salt Lake City, etc., things like that. Don't read my name, please. Okay, I'm in, I paid, I'm asking to build the fund, I need help as to which it is. So you can actually, if you ever get stuck in here, the cool part is like, you just ask it. You say like, hey, what should I work on next? And it'll actually, in context of your entire fund, walk you through what you should work on next, okay? So it tells me my score. I'm scoring pretty well. I have a couple things I need to work on, and it'll walk me through the process of building out my whole fund here. Can we upgrade to the annual plan later? Yes, you can upgrade later. Yep. Yeah, if you want to go to an annual plan, I think you'll come over here and you can upgrade to an annual plan if you'd like, if you know you're going to do that. And that actually front loads 12,000 credits up front, which is pretty cool. You can use and 12,000 credits is plenty of credits. Even 1,000 credits is plenty of credits. So you can go there. How would I get ratings for my new fund like we have for Morningstar? Yes, currently we have the fund builder score. So this helps you score your fund. Sorry, I'll go back. This strength score helps you score your fund and how your fund is built. That's on our roadmap. We'd love to have something like more external, like a Morningstar, something else like that. This is a question from Dave. Will we be getting a call from you guys that joined? I think come play with it. Unless you have some problems, let us know. We can hop on a call with you, but come just play with the platform. You can come book a call if you'd like with one of our advisors here if you'd like to do that. You're looking for an onboarding call or something? Is that kind of what you're looking for? Maybe hit a follow-up question for me. This looks awesome. Yeah, SPVs coming in the next about week or two. We can do SPVs and syndication. We're working on that right now. The next couple weeks. Yep. How long do you pay the $850 a month? As long as you want. As long as you want. Just pay for. You can pay for 1 month. You can pay for 12 months. You just pay as you go. Pay as you use it. Keep dropping questions. Yep. We answered that one. How much are legal? Oh, let me scroll to the bottom. That's why I'm answering old questions. Here we go. Pretty cool. Amazing platform, UX and UI. Yeah, it took a ton of time to build this out. So thank you. Yeah, it's pretty fun. We have a full team. My whole development team, by the way, is behind this wall right here. What's cool is if something's like not working or broken, they're all in office. We can go work with, we just build stuff live with them right now. It's pretty awesome. So anyways, it's pretty fun. Like we can just fix things and build stuff all in person. This isn't some random team out of a foreign country. This is all in person. We're all in here in office. It's been pretty fun. All right, let's go back to FYI, I asked Claude if I can do what Fund Launch AI does, and my honest take was this from Claude. I'm a great tool for drafting, iterating, thinking through your fund, especially in early stages, but Fund Launch is building a purpose-built product with persistent state integrations and a legal workflow that I can't simply replicate in a chat interface. If you're seriously launching a fund, the two aren't mutually exclusive. You can start drafting, but Fund Launch AI will help you build out your whole fund. So that was from Doretha in the chat. You guys can see that. Pretty cool. If you're running a hedge fund, a debt fund, 3 separate funds, or siloed multi-security within a single fund structure. So yeah, if you're mixing categories, this is a great question I always get. Let me answer this real quick. So if you're gonna, I'll go over to the whiteboard here. If you, this is something that we kind of had to make a technical decision on. So the question is like, Bridger, I want to build a fund. And my fund does like this guy. He's like, I want to do private credit. So I want to make loans out of my fund. I also want to trade the stock market. And I also want to buy real estate out of this fund. I get this question a ton, especially in Black Card. Like, hey, Bridger, I have this cool idea for a fund. We're gonna do everything. And my answer is, well, when you're selling a fund to investors, well, first off, can you do this? The answer is yes, you could do this. Like in general, you could hire a lawyer, you could build all this out. The real question is, do you want to do this? Because if you're pitching me as an investor, you're trying to show me you're an absolute expert in doing loans and lending, right? You're like, we're an expert, we're an amazing team, we got advisors, we're so good at doing loans. We're really good at loans. I'm like, okay, I believe you guys, that's awesome. And then you go, well, also, we are absolute experts in the stock market as well. Oh, and by the way, we're absolute experts in real estate too. And I go, and we're going to put those all together in one fund. And I'm going to do loans, the stock market, and real estate all in one. I am going to call BS as an investor. I have seen hundreds, I don't kill you, hundreds of people come to me and be like, Bridger, I want to do crypto, and I want to do real estate, and I want to do venture capital all in one fund. And can you build it with a lawyer? Sure, you don't want to build that. It's incredibly hard to prove that you're experts in this space. And secondly, investors like to invest into one asset class, meaning when they pick you as a fund manager, they're hiring you essentially because of your expertise, because you're an expert in a category, and they have a portfolio, and they have their experts in real estate they invest into, and experts in crypto that they invest into, or the stock market. And so, can you do it? Yes. Do you want to do it, especially on your first fund? My answer is no. And so, one of the things we actually did inside the platform is we kind of limited some things on purpose, because we have seen some wonky funds try to get built out of Black Card, and we're like, hold on, like, do what's standard, do what's best practices. It's best practices for a reason. And so one of the things on the platform, we make you choose a category. We make you pick what you're doing, what you're an absolute expert on. We actually make you, one of the questions earlier was like, how do you solve for bad actors? One of the things is we enforce or make people do annual audits, third-party administration. Like, these are best practices you should do in a fund. And one of the reasons that we push you to do those things. Okay, is that making sense? All right, again, beta.fundlaunch.com/start. You guys can go sign up. Go play with the product. Here's the page again. Go play with the product, start working on it. Again, this is just pay as you go. It's not an annual contract, not a quarterly contract. Just go pay with it. Go play with it as you go. You can come test things out here. I just signed up. When you sign up, you can get discount if you want to pay for an annual contract, you can do that, or you can get a discount if you want to pay for your legal right now, fund formation. I can't find the marketplace after I log in. It should be right here on the left. And by the way, this is a much better experience on a desktop. You can do it on a phone, but it's way better on a computer. So go to your computer. It should be just right here on the left for all the marketplace stuff. Yeah, email should be emailed to you. Ooh. Okay, so inside of sorry, we got a lot of good questions. So I was going to play with the we can keep building funds on here live. I'm on a desktop and don't see anything. Huh, interesting. Okay. Send my team a message right now. Send it to bridger@fundlaunch.com, and we'll make sure we'll make sure you go there. I'm a Fund Launch member from 2021. What's up, Mick Farland? Hello, welcome back. We actually you should have received an email to join the platform a few weeks ago, but you're welcome to rejoin now. For it's the same price, $850. This is the offer right here. You can come rejoin and be a part of this. Yep. Yeah, so come be a part of this. But yeah, send us a message if you're having problems. Adam Smith or Christian, can you drop the email in the chat? Questions about, finding the marketplace. Yeah, it should be just right. Should be right here. Maybe my team can help me out. I'm not sure. It should just be, so if you go see this, you see the sidebar here. At the bottom, you'll see here, you can come to consulting. And here is all the people you can say, hey, I want to work with real estate people, or I want to work with capital raising people. You can come and actually talk to some people live in the platform. Here's Brett Mott. Many of these people, by the way, are active fund managers. Dan Pearson is an active fund manager. Brett Mott, active fund manager. So you can come work with them. Yeah, I've already engaged a law firm to help me with my fund. Can I use this for the marketing materials? Yes. Yeah, you're welcome to come in and use the marketing materials, play with it. Yep, you're totally welcome to build out all your fun stuff in here. You can build your custom pitch decks. Let me go sync values. We'll start syncing all these things. Yep, come play with it. What's cool too, again, you can publish these to like the website. So you can build this will be like your website builder, your whole fund builder in here as well. Yeah, really cool. Send an email. Thank you, Christian. Yeah, bridger@fundlaunch.com. My team is live right now. They can help you make sure it all works for you if you're having problems. How do we get confirmation for the first 50? And when can we expect invitations for the events? Yeah, so if you come over here to the consulting at the top, you'll see the events tab. You can click events, and these are actually the events. So they are live right now. So you can come and actually click reserve a seat. And you can go and join this cruise. You'll be on our group. Right, and then you can also come and register for the Fund Launch event in January 2027. So they're both live right here. Yeah, pretty cool. And no credits are charged for these. These are just included with your package. No credits are charged for these. These are all included with your package. Same with services. Yep. Does this work for international feeder funds that allocates to hedge funds? So feeder fund, like you're talking fund to fund. Currently, no, it does not support fund to funds. And also international feeder funds, it does not support as well. So you can, now, when you go through and launch your fund, if you're looking to do international feeder funds, you can talk to your attorneys. Our partner law firms can do those all the time. And I go from there. How do I book a call? I think we just answered that. But you would come right here to the consulting group. Yeah, he's fully paid. Yeah, so you can come book a call in here. Yeah, if you come and join, someone's like, hey, I already booked a call. I'm fully paid. Yeah, you would come to the marketplace. You click consulting, and you can come book a call with somebody. If you're having trouble though, send us an email, and my team can even call you right now. If you're having like technical difficulties, we're welcome to hop on and work with you. Sweet. I sent an email. Awesome. My team will be live right now. I need to green light this with my co-sponsors. Yeah, so how this works, so we have 27 to 50, and I'll keep staying on live and answer questions. So how this week is gonna work, what I mentioned earlier, to get to 50, we're gonna be dropping this to our email list and social media group right after this call, okay? This will be open, this offer, till Friday night at midnight, okay? So today's Tuesday, Friday night at midnight, we will have this offer live, okay? So you can come in. This page will work till Friday night at midnight, and then it'll go away. And we're going to go back to a waiting list page. So this is only for this cohort of people coming in. We're going to build your funds with you. We want to be very attentive and listen to customers and see what you like and what we can fix and what we can add as well. So that's what we're doing from now until Friday at midnight. Okay, so if you want to need to talk to your partner or something else, we will send out emails right after this call. Social media will also share, and then we'll Friday night at midnight will be the deadline. Yep, sweet. We need to talk to somebody. Great. Yeah, it's awesome. Got a spot. I don't see the page here. Yeah, it should be just right in the platform. I'm in Chrome as well. So you'll go here. When you join, you can start generating your fund. This is beta.fundlaunch.com. Okay, this is what. So if you join, you're like, how do I get back to this? So beta.fundlaunch.com. Now, if you're not logged in, it'll show this. Okay. So we're at the event right now. You can click log in the top right corner. So you'll hit log in at beta.fundlaunch.com. Log in. It'll bring you to a login page. You can log in there, and then you'll be able to come and access the platform. Okay. And I actually think it's just fundlaunch.com now. Yeah. So fundlaunch.com or beta.fundlaunch.com will redirect you. Log in the top right corner. It'll bring you to a login page. You can come log in, and then you'll be live in the platform. It'll show you this. You can prompt a new fund, or you can click dashboard, and then it'll just load you into the product here. Pretty cool, yeah? Yeah, I mentioned let's go over to the whiteboard for a second. So I mentioned blind pools or SPVs. Like, how does that work? So if I go to here, back to our analogy of like, what is a fund, right? I'll use red since we haven't used red yet. So you have fund managers, you have investors that put money into a pool. Now, there's two different main types of funds that happen. There's one called a blind pool, and another they have a bunch of names. You can do different types, but let's call it an SPV, syndication, single asset fund. The difference of these two, and we're getting a little crowded here, the difference is a blind pool fund will buy multiple assets, and these will buy one asset. So maybe I should redraw, but that gives you the sense. So a blind pool fund, I'll draw it one more time. Let's go to a new page here. So if I have a fund right here, and I set up my GP, my general partner, my limited partnership, and I also have my management company. Okay, so this is my three entities. I can, this is my fund. It has all the documents here. A blind pool fund or a multi-asset fund is going to buy like 10 properties in it over the course of the next 18 months. That would be what's called a blind pool fund. That is most common when you talk about like private equity or venture capital funds. They are blind pool funds. There's also, these funds that are called single asset funds, but they're essentially just doing one asset at a time, single asset. Okay, a single asset fund buys one asset at a time, and that's all it does. And then you build another fund for the next asset, and another fund for the next asset. So currently live on the platform is blind pool funds, which is the harder one to do. Coming very soon, that we're working on right now, is single asset funds or SAFs. Here, if you were in our SAF previous product, send us an email. We can work with you and make sure that you're taken care of on here. But this will be live hopefully in the next few weeks. Yep. Okay, good questions. Let's go back to the board here. Yeah, hopefully you figure out the marketplace. I guess people are struggling with that. Hopefully it should be right there. Yeah, right there on the platform. Hoping to be ready by Friday. Okay, yeah, Friday at midnight is the final deadline. So, and you can work with, Jake, someone mentioned Malik, you can work with our team as well. Yep. I'm in SAF. Oh yeah, so people that are in single asset funds, send us an email right now. So send it to bridger@fundlaunch.com, and we'll make sure, it's not live yet. That's why we haven't notified you guys yet. It should be live though, like very soon. We're working on it right now. So it should be, you guys can do a single asset fund. We'll all be in here. Yep. Sweet. How does this help me with fundraising? Artemis coming soon. We'll do that. It's not live yet. Building right now. We're pretty excited about it. It should be pretty fun. So that should be live soon. Yep. Thank you. Yeah. Send an email to our team. Drop any more questions in the chat if you have them. Bridger, I would like to create a fund that would support the creation of schools where children are trained in AI and the supervision of teachers, schools that are proposing the latest best techniques in the world. Very cool. It's awesome. What kind of fund would be most appropriate? I'd probably do a real estate fund. It'd be a fund to build real estate. Now you got to make sure it has a return on it. If you're going to do a blind pools type of fund, if it's not going to have a return, it's more of a charity, then we could, you'd go and build a full charity. Yep. Explain very simply how someone would book an appointment starting at the homepage. Marketing said lots of emailed questions about this. Okay, let's talk about booking so if you're on here, hopefully you're here. If you're not here, we'll go to the beginning actually. If you're not here, go to beta.fundlaunch.com. Okay, or just fundlaunch.com. You'll hit login. You should have already created a login. There's my login. I'm going to hit sign in. It'll load you into the platform. Now I've already created a fund, so but it should show you this. This is where you should be. That makes sense? Okay. You come in. You prompt a fund. So you're like, hey, I'm building, and you can just do a fake prompt if you'd like. If you're like, I don't know what I'm building. Okay, just come. Let's do a different one. Let's do a venture capital fund. VC fund investing into vertical AI companies in the United States. We're based in Utah. Okay. So you'll do a prompt, and this is how you start. So you got to come build your fund out. Gives context for what you're building. Now, I would say before you book a call, go play with the platform. Like, go work with the stuff in here. Go play with it. Go build. This will actually teach you way more than you think. As you go build out a fund, it's designed to help you answer like many of the questions that you would ask to an advisor, you can ask to the agent bar. The reason I tell you that is so that when you book a call with your advisor, you come with a lot more knowledge and data. You don't just come in blind. So you come right here, and this is your training tool. So like every question you would ask to your advisor, just ask it to the agent here. You can see it's working on drafting a few things here, but I'd say like, hey, how should I think about capital raising for this type of fund? Like questions like this. It can give you, answers, directive, narratives, things like that. Now it's still setting up my fund here. Okay, I got my $100 million vertical AI venture capital fund set to Series A. Now it's made some assumptions here, so it's going to actually what we want this, but I'm going to put this prompt in, and it actually can teach me and train me. We had one user come in and he's like, dude, I spent like 4 or 5 hours just learning about funds. This is trained on my proprietary, our knowledge, all of our videos. It's trained on all of our stuff in Fund Launch. And then also pulling from the best LMs in the world. So it's also going to start teaching me about family offices, high net worth individuals, fund to funds, how you can raise money, what are timelines typically to raise a fund. The Utah angle, how would I position? Yeah, I'm in Utah. Like, man, Utah's kind of off market. How do I position Utah in my deck as a value, add to my fund? So there you go. You can ask it, and it'll start prompting and building things out here. Yep. Great. Pretty fun. Thank you, guys. Can I get a copy? Does All Street Link work now? So we should be live on YouTube, right? So people are like, is there a replay? Can I go watch this later? Can I show my partners this? Yes. If you go to YouTube and you go to Bridger Pennington, you can go to my page. We're actually live right now. Okay, so this is actually where the replay will sit. You can come live. It should be live at least. Is it live? Did we start it? Let me go check. If not, we'll go post it. I've been live on this thing. I haven't checked on the back end. My team will check. But it should be live right here. I don't think it went live. Okay, we'll post the recording here on YouTube, so you'll be able to see the recording. Yep. Good catch. Thank you. Does it create a PPM? Let's go back to, the answer is yes. Yeah, it creates your whole PPM for you. It's pretty cool. So if you go to dashboard, this is your legal canvas. So here is your PPM. Ta-da, right here. Your LPA, your subscription agreements, your accredited investor certification. All of the documents you need for your fund are all right here. certificate of formation, limited, what is this? Your LLC agreements, investment management agreement. I mean, these are, I mean, very expensive, complicated docs. They're all in one spot. They're done. They're all here. If you've ever built a fund, you recognize like how annoying it is to get all of these docs from your lawyer. And then what happens is, by the way, when you work with a normal lawyer, they change one thing on this one and they don't update the other documents. And so what happens is your documents get out of whack, and also you change something in your documents and your marketing materials are not up to date. And so what's cool about Fund Launch AI is when you change something in one spot, it auto changes it in every other spot. You know, if I come change my name here to something else, it'll go change it across the platform. Let's call it Pennington Capital. Okay, let's call it Pennington Capital. It'll come and actually adjust all my docs. Everything auto syncs together, which is so freaking cool. I can approve that. I can approve these. These start to crystallize these things. You can see my fields start to get a little more green. I can go my PPM. I'm gonna have it set for end of the month. I can start to crystallize, the name of my management LLC. Great, I'm gonna crystallize that. Here's the name of my general partner. I'm gonna crystallize that. So this starts to run you through now. It doesn't know the team member. So I can come and actually, all right, Bridger Pennington is one of the team members. There's my email. I can put my address in. I'm the GP. I'm on the management company. I help with all these other things. Great. I'm a key person. I can put a bio in here and then I hit save changes and that adds my team member. And I can go add additional team member. Let's add a new one. Let's grab Mason Vrains. He's, co-founder. Again, you get the idea. You can create these members on your team, and there's Mason Vrains. These also auto-populate into your legal docs. They also auto-populate into your scroll deck. They also auto-populate into everything a part of your platform. If I go down to my team section on my scroll deck, there is Mason as the co-founder. I can come and add a photo here. I can come and browse, okay, on my desktop. Let's see. I've got my headshot. Great. I'm going to add my headshot. And ta-da, there's my headshot there. I can get one for Mason. I can come put my description. This is all on my team slide. I can add more members to my team slide, all in one spot, which is pretty cool. It all auto syncs together. Yeah. Pretty cool, yeah? Okay, first 50. Where are we at? 28 of 50. Okay, we have 22 spots left. Again, what you get for the first 22 or next 22 people and the first person got the hat. That was kind of fun, huh? Sweet. Welcome in, you guys. Congrats. Let me go back to, there we go. You get access to Athena, which is the custom scroll decks, the fund builder, the legal canvas, Artemis as it comes out, and Aries. The mastermind, you get the private Slack channel, one-on-one advisors, weekly office hours, 50 plus providers, and the workshop events, the Cabo, Mexico event, and the Salt Lake City event, all for the first 50 people who join. We're going to close this call here in just a second, and we're going to email this out to our entire list for the 50 people here. We will leave this open till Friday. So we'll leave this offer open till Friday. For the first 50 people, though, you guys get access to the events here. As we close up in just a few minutes, we'll go to there. Should be pretty fun. Someone's asking, when is Cabo? Right there. September 17th to the 22nd. And then fund launch is January 28th through 29th. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, someone asked, I already have a pitch deck. Can I put that into Fund Launch AI? Yeah, right here. So when you start, you can just upload your pitch deck. Now, I will say it's not perfect because some pitch decks are a little wonky. Some pitch decks are counterintuitive. It depends on how good your pitch deck is. If it's perfect, then it's great. Some people have some wonky stuff in their pitch decks, and so it ingests everything from your pitch deck and will help you drive and build out your fund here. Yep. You can also attach it later. Down here, you can come and attach things as well to give it more context. Yep. Pretty cool, yeah? So again, last few minutes, you can go to fundlaunch.com/start. Adam Smith on my team's been dropping it in the chat. You can go click that. Yeah, to do the legal, to get your legal credit is $8,000 right here. So when you're ready to go through legal, it's $8,000 and then 7 days to do all this. That includes the attorneys, That includes you sign the engagement letter with them. You then have your entities that are created. You also draft your Form D, and everything is launched for your fund. Pretty cool. As you can see, though, as I've been working on it, I've already completed this document, and you can see these green bars. So I'm actually completing documents here as I go through. I can look at this field view as well to go and actually approve things. I can go look at, different by my why now section, my thesis statement. This will be in my documents. I can come and approve these, or I can mix them. Here's my terms and structure: 20% carry, 100% catch-up rate. I can do 1 year of extension. So yeah, I like all those. My investment period, let's change that to 3 years. I can approve. And by the way, as I'm approving these are updating in my fund builder. All these are being updated live, and my scroll deck is also being updated live as well. Okay, so you can see all those are happening all at the same time on here. Okay, other questions we got here. Let's scroll down. I have a few in the Q&A. Someone's saying they're having a hard time reading. If you're on your phone, this doesn't look as good. So come to a desktop computer. It'll look much better. But if there is, someone had said, like, if there is a bug, yeah, if there's ever a bug or something that's not working right, come hit the feedback button, and you can actually share if there's a bug or a feature request. My team is fixing, I think the other day we fixed like over 100 bugs in a single day. Almost every day we're fixing bugs, we're pushing things out. So come add feedback stuff. We are fixing things very quickly if there are bugs or things that aren't working correctly. Yep, pretty cool. Yeah, if I don't need, oh yeah, we already answered that one. If I don't need the legal team, you can still use this for just the scroll deck, which is essentially like your website here. You can also use this just for Fund Builder. And then coming soon, you can use this for the fund administration and for the capital raising on here as well. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap up here in just a few minutes. Let's do I'll stay on and answer a few more questions, but we're going to wrap up pretty soon. What questions do you have? If you're still live right now, what can I run you through? Yeah, pretty fun. We're pretty excited about this. Let me go back to here. Where are we? Right over here. Yep. So now let's talk one more time about let's go back here. The roadmap here. Okay. So Athena is live right now. Artemis is coming soon. We're prototyping right now. Again, this is around capital raising, agentically helping you raise capital. And then Aries helping you agentically manage your investment fund. These together help you build what we're calling an AI brain, kind of what Jack Dorsey has talked about, what Coinbase has done, Mark Zuckerberg, all in one centralized hub that you could actually go and tailor custom sub-agents within this ecosystem for your fund. We're looking to redefine this entire category of not just fund creation, but fundraising and fund management all in one spot. Inside of here, you won't just have, this isn't like, we hope this is not just an AI tool. This becomes the entire operating system of your investment fund. So your deal team and all the data on your deal team also talks to your capital raising team and agents, which talks to your operations team, your finance team, your legal team, all in one centralized hub. Just like you saw as a microcosm with Athena, when you change something on legal, it also changes your marketing materials. The same thing would happen across the board with deals, legal, finance, operations, capital, etc., all in one spot in one hub. Okay, that's where we're at and what we're building right now. So, yeah, pretty darn fun. Let me go back to here. So that's it. This is kind of and same with legal is kind of a microcosm. So for example, all these documents are being prepped with agents and AI, but we still have real lawyers review them. The same thing we want to do is with like your accounting. Agents can prep, let's call it 80 to 90% of the accounting, and then you have a real CPA come in and help put together and finalize the K1s and the docs, right? Your deal and your investment committee materials are all put together by agents, but then at the last minute, you have humans in the loop to help you complete those things. It makes things much more efficient, all being on platform and all in one spot. All right, what other questions can I answer for you? Hey Jay, what's going on? Does this replace Black Card or BC a separate? So Black Card, we've actually merged into. All Black Card members have access to FundLaunch AI, and then coming soon, you can use. Going forward, we are only having people join FundLaunch AI for the foreseeable future. Yeah, so this is the new company. This is our whole company. We are doing this. We are all in on this. There is no more other. We're not launching other things outside. Like, this is the company. This is what we are doing. We anticipate this being a multi-billion-dollar company and an end-to-end ecosystem or platform. We are fully pivoting into this right now. And so to treat our people well, you know, our SAF members, our Black Card members, we want to integrate them into this and have them be a part of this, and to hopefully give them amazing resources, tools, and a full ecosystem for their funds to be more efficient and do better. Okay. Yeah, if you're a Black Card membership, yeah, we did a call 2 weeks ago for Black Card. If you're in Black Card, you still have access to all of Black Card. All of Black Card is still there. This is just a bonus to you. This is all free. We grandfathered in all of our Black Card members 2 weeks ago on a call. You guys were on that call, and we did it 4 weeks ago at our Black Card event in our offices. Yep. $850 a month is just month to month. You can cancel anytime. It's not till 10 grand is paid, so it is not an annual contract. To run you through, you know. I'll go from here, but the original plan was to do 10K annual. Not just. And then we said, well, but fun. That's cool and all, but like, what if we just did $1250 annual? But then we said, let's cut the annual contract. No annual contract. This is month to month. You can just join at $850 per month, and it's just as pay as you go. Just start for $850 today, and you can cancel anytime. I believe products should speak for themselves. It should be good enough that you want to stay for $850 a month. Add-on for you, Hugo, in Black Card. Yep. Roughly monthly average OpEx for an average fund administration, high and low expenses, not including staff. You know, if you ask, you know, Chad or Google, it's about $250,000 is your cost to run a fund. And that's why we are reinventing this with Aries, because it's $250,000 to run your fund every year is pretty expensive. And it's why most funds can't run and operate. And so as we roll Aries and what we've done already in Black Card, like even right now without Aries, we get many partnership discounts and services for way cheaper than cost, because we get essentially a group discount. And so if you come build out, you know, insurance, legal, tax, the stuff to run a fund, it is much, much cheaper than $250,000 currently, and we're trying to make that even cheaper. If you're having a problem getting your confirmation email, Peter, I think you already have an account. If you already have an account, you can just come log in. If you don't have an account, check, like it might have gone to spam or something. From there. Yep. Does this give us what's in Black Card? It gives you pieces of what's in Black Card. Yeah. But this is essentially I would say some of the best pieces of Black Card. Like, these are many of the Black Card advisors are in here. So you actually can meet with Black Card members one-on-one. Black Card advisors. You can do the office hours of Black Card, all included in here. And for the first 50 people that join, we're at 29 of 50. You get to come to the next 2 events that Black Card we're hosting here, the cruise and the FundLaunch Summit happening early next year. You also get to join the Black Card community on Slack. So you can click into Slack. Actually, I'm already logged in, so I'll show you. But you actually are included in the Black Card Slack as well. So it's some of the best pieces of Black Card are included here. Someone asked, like, hey, I want to refer somebody or I want to help. I believe it might not be live yet. We had it right behind the scenes. In the future, you'll be able to refer people to the platform and earn credits or extra things for referring people. Yep. Would you recommend a seasoned real estate investor go straight to launching a blind pool fund for 3 to 4 upcoming commercial real estate acquisitions using this tool, rather than 3 to 4 separate syndications? It depends. Depends what you want to do. The question is, I'll go back to the whiteboard here. You know, if you're a seasoned real estate investor, it sounds like maybe you've used your own money. So you've done real estate. You've probably done stuff with your own money. Maybe you've done, like the next layer is like you've done an SPV or a single asset fund with other people's money. You can keep doing those. You said you mentioned you have 3 deals upcoming. You could then do, this is somewhat of a blind pool because it's kind of a mix. You would do what's called, like they call it a 3-pack. So it's essentially like it's a single asset fund or an SPV fund, but just only for 3 properties. And then the next tier would be like a full blind pool fund. And a full blind pool fund, you can go do, usually 10 to 15 properties is pretty standard in a blind pool fund. So your own money, other people's money on a 1 deal at a time, 3 deals at a time, and then a blind pool fund. Fund Launch AI currently does this really well. This is all coming soon. Should be ready in very, very soon. And actually, you could probably do this in here. It would just be a blind pool fund. You could probably do that in here too. So I would say this, you could probably do here. This will be, and by soon, I'm talking like a few weeks, a couple weeks away. That should be ready. And as it comes out, everybody that's in here will be just grandfathered in. Yeah. Now the question is, what should you do? If it was me and I'm trying to scale, I think a 3-pack. Like, hey, we have 3 properties coming up. We're doing a 3-pack. We're going to set it up in this structure. And it gets people used to the blind pool structure. And then maybe your next one, you're like, hey, we're going to go raise a bigger fund in a full blind pool. So, but up to you. It's more of a what your investors will tolerate. Yeah, we're excited. Someone's like, I hope there's an opportunity for us to invest into Fund Launch AI as equity partners. Yeah, we'll see how we'll see. We anticipate this going big. We are trying to play immensely big. We have pivoted our whole company the last 12 months for this and what we're building right now. What you're seeing right now is V1 and what we're building out. And we believe we are almost like, it's so cool to see what we've already transformed right now with Athena. And then what we're seeing in the prototypes of Ares and Artemis, which is the capital raising fund administration, to have an end-to-end platform with all agents in. Like, dude, this will transform this industry. So transform how funds are created, how people raise money, how they put stuff together, how they manage and run things. Like, we hope that many more people will build funds that previously didn't have the access to do it, didn't have the money or the capital or their time. Like, even right now, to do all this for a few $1,000 is incredibly cheap. Prior, it's $100,000, it's $50,000 to build a fund. We've shortened that window and that timeline immensely, and we hope to do more of that in the future. Yep. Great, thank you guys. Yeah, let's do this. Let's set up we have the gift. I had a free gift for everybody that stays till the end. Let's do this. Let's set up a 5-minute countdown timer. So let's put that 5-minute timer back up if you can. We're gonna close this out in the next 5 minutes. So for our 50 people, we're at 29 to 50. So there is 21 spots left. Maybe just make it disappear, that's fine. You can just hide it for a minute. Okay, we'll do a 5-minute countdown time. We're gonna close this call out. Yeah, thanks for resetting it. I did promise a free gift for everyone who stayed till the end. So what is that gift, okay? And then I'll stay, I can even stay on more if you guys have more questions, so don't worry about that. But free gift and our final call. So fundlaunch.com/start. You can go down below, click, join. We have 21 spots left for the cruise and for the Black Card events coming up. Pretty awesome. Congrats to the people that joined. Congrats to all you guys that are playing with it. I'm excited to build your funds. I will be live tomorrow morning to do more, answer questions, help you guys, etc. That'll be just for people live on the platform. Yeah, great work. As far as the bonus, okay, so let's go where we at. You can see my slides. Okay, so again, $850 just month to month. There's no annual contract. You can come just sign up and just play with it. Come try it. You get Athena, the Fund Builder, the Legal Canvas, Artemis and Ares, the private Slack channel, one-on-one advisors, weekly office hours, 50 plus providers and advisors, and workshop events all in here, okay? Now, free gift for everyone that stays to the end. If you don't know this, my dad and me and my brother co-authored, you put me full screen for a second, co-authored this book called Dollars, Gold, and Bitcoin. This book is a really cool book. It's called The Fed's Secret Agenda to and How to Profit from It. My dad, who ran a deca-billion-dollar family of investment funds, actually wrote this, $28 billion of funds when they retired. Anyways, if you guys have heard my dad speak on stage, he's a phenomenal speaker, very good fund manager as well. And this book has been actually really cool. At our events, if you come to our Black Card events, people talk about this thing constantly. It's actually really cool because it makes you think differently about how the Fed works. One of the things he shares in the book is how oil, and right now more than ever, like the book keeps getting proven true. Whenever there's weird things that happen on the globe, always go back to the dollar and always go back to oil. If you look at Venezuela, we captured Maduro, that whole thing a few months ago. That was a huge oil supply to China and the BRICS nations, was Venezuela. And all of a sudden, the US now has capture of this huge oil supply. We then go into Iran, and there's bombing and all sorts of stuff that happen, and they can't have nukes. But also what happens is we set up a blockade in the Strait of Hormuz that obviously is getting canceled this week that restricts all oil to China, India, and other Russia BRICS nations. In the matter of 6 months, the two largest oil supplies for the BRICS nations are all gone. And guess what? They were buying and selling oil not using US dollars. The dollar is the #1 export of the United States. And we do things to keep dollars strong. In the past, there's been a few guys that decided to trade large amounts of oil not using US dollars. Muammar Gaddafi of Libya, Saddam Hussein. And after they traded large amounts of oil not using dollars, both those guys kind of left the earth, kind of died. And they were kind of killed by the US military, CIA, special forces, but we don't take credit for it. Russia, Putin, started trading large amounts of oil not using US dollars. And one of his pipelines, Nord Stream 2, got blown up in 2 different places with a submarine. And no one knows who did it, but it restricts oil supplies. Just recently in Iran, the multiple leaders of Iran were killed after they were trading large amounts of oil not using US dollars. When everything doesn't make sense in the world and you start plugging in the dollar and oil reserves, everything starts to make sense. And so that's what's contained in this book with a bunch more other things. Market manipulation. JP Morgan, who manipulated the gold and silver and precious metals markets for a decade and were fined almost $1 billion. It starts to make sense when you read this book, things like that. So the free gift is you guys actually get this book for free. So if you go to my screen, can you see my screen here? Okay, so this is Dollars, Gold, and Bitcoin. You can actually scan that QR code. It's a free PDF download. This is a book on Amazon right now. You can go buy it for $20, $18. It is free at that PDF right now. So you can get the full PDF download of Dollars, Gold, and Bitcoin right there. It's pretty cool. So, and I think in the chat, Adam Smith dropped the link as well. Okay, we're 25 seconds left. Grab that QR code or click the link in the chat. We're doing final call. If you want to come and join and be a part of Fund Launch AI, build your whole fund out, Fund Builder, Legal Canvas, Artemis and Aries, the Mastermind, the private Slack channel, one-on-one advisors, weekly office hours, 50 plus providers and advisors, and the workshop events. We're getting down 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys can come over. We'll leave it open for one more second if you're going to check out. You come to this page. It's $850 a month, and it's just month to month. $850 is your only commitment today. Come play with it. Come start, and you can start building out your funds right now. So final call to fill up our first 50. After this call, we're going to be emailing this out to our entire list and social media group to fill up 50 spots. So I believe it should go quick. All right, y'all. Any final questions, pending things I haven't answered yet? Type it in the chat if I missed anything. This has been pretty cool. This is just the beginning of something amazing that we're launching. So thank you guys, Josh, Imad. If you guys can type, just give my team a huge round of applause. My team has worked immensely hard for this moment. So if you can, in the chat, give them some love. Say, I don't know how you do that in the chat, but give them some kind of virtual applause, something like that. Thank you guys so much. Awesome being on here. Yeah, congrats. Awesome platform. I love the claps. Yeah, it's good. It should be pretty fun. Does the agent cost credits? Yeah, so as you use this, it'll burn like a half a credit or a credit as you talk. So 1,000 credits is plenty of credits to work through here as you go through. Yeah, the Athena platform is pretty darn fun. Yeah, Athena Fund 1. We'll put this in here. Yeah, you guys are awesome. Awesome webinar. Any final questions before I sign off? Any technical difficulties? If you had problems getting in, accessing, I'm welcome to stay on for a few more minutes and answer questions. We'll leave this link live. Again, you can put the thing up there. I think we have a few spots left to get to 50, which is amazing. So come on in. You guys can join, and we'll be right there. Okay, beta.funlaunch.com/start. Come start building. And I would love to see whoever builds like the best custom decks or custom themes. I'd love to see them. This is pretty cool. We'll highlight you on our Twitter account and other places. So pretty darn fun. Zach Anderson says, I'm trying to sign up. I never got the H-digit code. Check maybe it went to spam. Try to have it sent again. My team, maybe Zach, drop your email privately to my team, and we can make sure you're set up correctly. We can give you a call as well. Thank you, guys. Yeah, Zach, we'll make sure you're good there. What a time to be alive. Yeah, it's pretty fun right now. Yeah, well, if you're in the first 50, come join the platform. Go to events in here, and you'll see the events are live right here. You actually can come and register for the events. They're already ready to go. So you can hit register. Bam, there's the event for the summit in January. And here's the Cabo cruise. You can come register and buy your tickets to the cruise. Yep. Pretty sweet. Yeah, here's the events going on. You can see them. Someone's asking about events. Pretty cool. It won't let you download it. I'm not sure what you're asking. Someone's saying I can't download. Are you talking about the scroll decks here? The what? Oh, the book. Oh, maybe it's the free gift. Let me go back to. You can try again. Try this one again if you can. Or actually, I think what we did is that you put your. I think we email it to you. So you go to a type form, you put your email in, and we actually will email you the book. Is how it works. And then Team Zach Anderson will make sure to get you right now. I cannot access the platform, and how do I get confirmation that I'm amongst the first 50? Hugo, if you can't access the platform, go to maybe tell me what's not working. Just go to funlaunch.com and hit login. Funlaunch.com, you hit login. And then you can go to this page. Same here, never got a confirmation email. Okay, well, hold on for a sec. We'll make sure you. All right, had you already created an account in the past? I think Hugo, you were already in Black Card, I thought. If you already have an account, you would just come and sign sign back in. But maybe if you don't have an account, for some reason, if you get the email, let me know. Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, drop your email. My team, Adam, are you getting those? And Christian, can you guys make sure to work with them? Hugo, Zach, Imad on it. Yeah, thank you. Send your email and we'll give you a phone call or send an email right now. So if you're having a problem signing up, hit that in the chat. I do get the page, but no dashboard key. Oh yeah, you won't have a dashboard. You gotta prompt your first fund. So come in here and say, hey, I'm building out a fund. Type in the numbers, hit here, and it'll go ahead. Yeah, great. Thanks. There's your phone number. Awesome. We'll give you a call. Crashed on your end, Hugo. Okay. Well, Hugo, let's do this. Do we have your email, Hugo? Send your email to host and panelists. But yeah, if you get here, you won't see dashboard. You need to build a fund first. You got to start with the fund. So build out the fund you want to build and start playing with it. Yep. Yeah, that's probably where you're getting stuck. So yeah, this dashboard will not, on your first attempt, it won't be here because you have to build your fund out. You don't have a dashboard yet. Yep. Great. Yeah, we'll send you emails right now. Thank you guys. Got the book. Sweet. That's awesome. Okay, again, final call. we'll make sure we'll onboard you, Zach. We'll get you going right now. So my team we'll send you an email right now. Maybe Adam and Christian, make sure Maddie and them are sending them emails or giving them a call right now. Cool. Okay, pretty good. I'll stay on for a few more minutes then, since it sounds like people had an issue with getting their email registered. Problem signing up for the book. Yeah, I'll put the book out one more time here. Here's the PDF. So I think you put your email in, and we'll send you in. I'm on. Mr. KJ is in. Okay, my email is Hugo. All right, we got Hugo figured out. I'll stay on for a few more seconds here. We'll get everyone figured out. Yeah, you should be able to log in right now and play with it. So let's make sure you guys are so everything's working out. If you're having trouble, let us know right now. I'll stay on and make sure your work it's all getting fixed. And specify, you guys are trying to sign up for $8.50 a month, right? Not the book. But yeah, for all these, we'll send you guys emails right now. So drop your email in. We'll send you all the stuff as well. Are you guys saying the book isn't working though, or the beta.funnelaunch.com/start isn't working? Which one isn't working? Is it the book or is it the platform? Which one? Maybe specify for people that are dropping their emails. If you stayed, yeah, if someone asked, I stayed at the end, yeah, this is the PDF download of dollars, gold, and Bitcoin. Yeah, so come on in here. You can scan that QR code and get access to it. The platform. Okay, you guys are trying to get on the platform. Okay. Still bugging out on you? Man, that's a lot of people. Huh, I wonder why it bugged out on you. Okay, let's make sure we'll get you onboarded right now. Okay, so drop your email in for the platform, and we'll make sure you're in there. Peter, I thought you were already in. Peter, did you already have an account or not yet? If you already have an account, yeah, you can just go log in. Yeah. So if you already have an account, Peter, just go to funlaunch.com, hit login, and you'll be good to go. Let me log out. I'll show you how it looks. I'll log out. So you'll go to funlaunch.com. It'll look like this. And then you can hit log in the top right corner. And that'll log you in to go. I'm on a phone. Yeah, if you're on a phone, maybe Adam Smith, drop the link again for the free gift. And there we go. I just joined the meeting. I cannot access on the phone, but not on laptop. I can't join Zoom on laptop. I don't have an account, and I would love to join the fund launch access. I need an account, please. So yeah, if you just joined, you can come to beta.funlaunch.com. I think you'll see it on your screen at the bottom right there. It'll take you to this page. You can actually do it on your phone right now. So if you're on your phone, go to beta.funlaunch.com/start. You'll come, you create an account, you put your email in. It'll verify your email. I think some people had a problem, I guess, not getting that verification code. So if it doesn't work for some reason, we'll manually do it for you on the back end to make sure your email is verified. And then come create your account. You can come log in and start building. Asking for receipt. Receipt should be emailed to you, I believe. But also, if you're in the platform, let me go. Where are we at here? You can actually come and see here. Yeah, email should be receipt. It should be emailed to you. Again, you get access to the custom scroll decks, the fund builder, $8.50 a month. It's not an annual contract. It's just month to month, which is pretty cool. You can just start right now. Okay, sweet. We'll stay on here. Make sure you guys are taking care of. Anybody else having technical difficulties still and haven't received an email from my team? Adam and Christian, can you get Maddie and make sure their team, we can email you guys live. We can even hop on a phone call with you live. Let's make sure you guys are taken care of. You get the book and you get access to the beta.funlaunch.com/start. Sweet, yeah, let's take care of you though. Pretty cool. I'll stay on for a few more minutes here. Sweet. Need receipt. Okay, for the book. Thank you. Yeah, that's perfect. Need receipt for the book. You also can, we're going to do contact support right now. So if you don't see an email, you can also email us, bridger@fundlaunch.com. My team will answer those too. If for some reason, if you don't see something from us, make sure there's no typos in your email as well. Sometimes that's happened in the past. That's why people aren't receiving the emails, because they put their email in wrong. That's why we verify the email is correct on here. So make sure your email is correct. But if you need to message us, message that email right there, bridger@fundlaunch.com. And we can make sure everything's sent to you if for some reason things are glitching out on you. But yeah, I'll stay on live. Let's get this figured out. We want you guys to start building your funds out, start launching. Pretty cool. Who is logged in though? Who and I know people left because we did the countdown timer. Anybody in there? Gordon says I'm on the dashboard. Where can I see my name? Yeah, so start playing around with the platform. You can start clicking on stuff here. You'll see like your fund name is here on the left. You can go to scroll deck. See the name of your thing. You can also see your account settings down in the corner. So bottom left corner, you can see your profile here. There's your name, things like that. Yep. And then yeah, all the stuff, the great black card features are all here under Marketplace. So you can go to, up here. You can either toggle on the left or you can toggle on the top. So consulting, office hours, services, events, and community. This is what you meant for community. Someone's like, where do I get access to Black Card? Right here. So members only Slack. You have to be invited to join this. So you'll come here on the left again, you go to the right, community, and this pulls up the community tab right here to join the community. Yep. Cool. What other questions? Are people in? I want to make sure it's working for you. Yeah, all the SAF stuff should be still live. So I think it's app. Janine, it's app.fundlaunch.com/login. So if you're looking for the SAF stuff, it's still all there. app.fundlaunch.com/login, I believe. And this will bring you to the portal. Yeah, so just make sure app's at the beginning. Yeah, all the old stuff is still there. But this is the direction we're moving, and anyway, because it's pretty cool. It's pretty freaking awesome what you can build and put this together. Okay, Gordon signed up. Awesome. What is the score range from? Yeah, so these, the score is more dynamic, and you can build as your fund gets bigger. And I'll preface, as we build out the platform, the score will probably evolve a lot more because we'll have more data around your capital raising and or your fund administration and management. But like a score, if you get in the mid 800s, 850, 860, and this will tell you where you're at, you're looking pretty good to go and launch legal. Now, I will say you can have things that are red. It's not, this is gonna target for what best practices are and target to make sure things are complete and filled in. But some of these things like, how much leverage do you want in your fund? I'm just gonna do zeros, right? Like we can just go zeros all the way down, or we can say, hey, I want target leverage of, a certain range, or I can ask for insights and it'll help me figure those out, right? So if you want zero leverage though, it's not gonna, penalize you for those things. Jessica, I am in the platform, but I also didn't get a receipt or confirmation, but I did get the verification code, just FYI. Okay, well, good to know. Let's make sure we send out receipts. Maybe Adam and I think a couple people were asking for receipts on here. So Adam and Christian, let's make sure that's sent to them. From Jessica just requested that. Yeah, very cool. What other questions you guys have? Looks like I need an email with your domain to get access to Slack. Let's check here. You go to community and hit Slack. I believe we have to approve people. You need a Slack account. So if you don't have an account for Slack, you have to create an account for Slack, but then you would come join in here. So come try that out. So refund policy, this is just month to month. So this is, you can cancel anytime on here. Yep. Pretty cool, yeah? come build out. Let's build out let's do another one. Let's do like, hey, build me a Batman, Gotham theme, but make it sleek and minimalistic. Maybe I'll do like a Bruce Wayne theme. Yeah, there we go. So we'll kick off that generation. It'll be kind of fun to see what it comes up with. So let this go for a minute. For Gotham. If you're already in Slack, no, just use your same email and it'll add a workspace. So like how this works, I'm already in Slack. I have my FunLaunch internal, I have FunLaunch partner Slack, and then I have Black Card Slack here. So it'll add it's a new workspace you'll add inside of Slack. Yep, that's how that works. Yeah, we'll make sure we're going to reach out to all you guys to make sure everything's onboarded and done correctly. So look out in your emails. We'll make sure that's coming your way. Anybody else need help, technical help, things that aren't working, logins, emails, something that just didn't work right? Check my Q&A here. Feeling okay? All right. Not too bad. Let's wait. We'll wait for this one to generate. Pretty fun. How do I get the book? Yeah, you should be able to send it again one more time. Here's the PDF download. You can scan that QR code. If you're not contacting the next 30 minutes, reach out to bridger@funlaunch.com. Okay, Zach, we'll reach out to you right now. I think we have your number, so we'll work on you right now. There's the free gift in the chat. All right, people, I'm going to start wrapping this up. Anything else? Yeah, can I drop in outside materials? Yep, you totally can. So right here in the bottom left corner, you can, where'd my cursor go? There we go. You can actually attach, if you see right here in the bottom left, you can attach your previous deck. Or when you generate your first fund, you can hit attach. That little button right there will let you attach previous stuff. Yeah. Okay, y'all, see you later. We're going to do a good job. Yeah, we'll keep this chat live for a minute, though. Actually, yeah, just stay on here. We'll keep the chat live. I want to make sure people are helped soon. So our team will be reaching out right now. Go click into there. You guys are awesome. Perfect, Hugo. Ahmad, see you guys later. Awesome. Fun day today. Fun launch party. Great job, team, and everybody else that joined today. Well done. Can drop some confetti. Yeah, here we go. Well done, everybody. Awesome day. To get to this point was crazy. So it's amazing. Okay, final call, beta.funlaunch.com start. We'll help you guys in the chat. We'll leave the Zoom link live for a minute to help you go there. So have a great day, y'all. We'll be sending out the hat to our first person that joined. Woohoo. Yeah, this is awesome. Pretty fun. Okay, you guys are great. We'll leave. I'm gonna exit, but we will leave this live. The chat will still be live for a minute. My team will be live on here to answer some questions. So you guys are awesome, and we will see you all soon. Okay, bye-bye.